She's coming from Gurgaon, and she's going to Gurgaon. And बोला सर आइए आप, especially AI, SAS, and other fields which are in IT and computer science. And apart from that, the passion he is having about the startups. Because of that passion, he incorporated a co-working space also. I did two co-working space in Noida. And he is also helping in number of startups through number of incubation centers associated with other incubation centers also in Delhi. And very soon we are going to sign an MOU with the companies that is having, that is NetEdge Consulting Private Limited. So through that MOU we will be able to facilitate you in a better sense if you join our incubation center. There are some specific areas where I want where startups and incubators to be facilitated. Along with that, there is also a very lucrative kind of seed fund what he is offering to the incubators. So it is a good chance for us to have an interaction with sir. Whatever queries you have, feel free asking him. And if sir gives us some chance, that we would also like to visit his incubation center, the co-working center. Similar kind of facilities that is also having. Sir, on behalf of Anveshan Foundation, I welcome you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chandra.
Everybody wants it.
To speak to you, and it is really nice to see that there are so many of you interested in startup and taking your idea forward and starting a company. So I will prefer if you can please introduce yourself with your background, education and experience, whatever you may have, and why are you actually start thinking in terms of starting your own, and what is the objective which you want to achieve.
Hi, good morning. Rachna Anand from Fortunix India. I'm a proprietor of a company. I have about 24 years of experience into garment exports. And I started my company, got registered in 2005 and started in 2011-12. So I've been exporting since then. And my being here is to be into technology where I can use my retail, on e-commerce platform, making my own brand, making my own app where I can sell for basically for plus sizes women and for kids wear.
So where is your manufacturing facility?
In Noida.
Noida.
Yeah.
Sector 63, is it?
How do you know that?
I am from Sector 63.
Okay.
Our center is in Sector 63.
Okay. So
there are only two hubs, 63 and then I know it
I
used
thought
to
maybe
be
you've seen
7
me
and
there.
8.
So my factory is in Sector 63. So basically, I am a buying agent. So first I fulfill my capacity with the buyers from outside. Once my capacity is full, then I give it to the various factories and then I take a work on commission basis. So as of now, I am working on few orders, but main idea is here to explore myself into an Indian market. Because after COVID, my business was a travel-based business. I used to carry my bags with samples, have meeting across the border with the buyers and all. But after COVID, things have really changed and things have cut down. Also, because of this war, the order quantities have come down. A lot of things have changed. So I think India is the best market to work with at the moment because it's still scalable. So, and I've taken a problem for the plus size women because I'm myself a plus size. You don't get much designs or much, Using an Indian background for an Indian items, as in like Indian embroideries, tie-dyes, we have a very vast sector, You go to the interiors of India, we have a lot of printing techniques, a lot of hand embroidery techniques. So
We are already connected with them, all these.
Yeah. I've been doing this for almost 24 years. Like any order, like we had just shipped an order for a macrame. That's a hand knotted purse. We call it a macrame. So it's like I got it done in Saibabad. Then we had some embroideries which I get it done from Bareilly, like that. So all these, my expertise, I wanted to now do it for India. Problem is here that it has to be a price while wherever you say it's a hand thing, everything is like goes up. And if you see, the irony is this: the price doesn't go to the artisans; it is in the pocket of the middleman. So this is where I wanted to explore myself.
Address that as well, okay, during our interaction. Although our topic is basically AI, how we are going to use AI into education, we can look into. I will keep it interactive, okay?
Good morning, sir. My name is Saina. I am pursuing BA first year, and basically my product is chocolate. I am a chocolate manufacturer. I am providing customized chocolate. My USP is I am providing customized chocolate.
For how many years?
I am started my business 6 months back.
So she's 18 years old, just passed out from the school.
Okay. So you have been able to sell?
Yes, sir. I am selling online and offline as well.
Okay. So when you say online, means the marketplace?
Instagram.
Or you have your own website?
Yes, sir. On Instagram page.
Oh, through only this. You are not on the marketplace. So it's all handmade and
Yes, sir.
restricted only to NCR, or you are selling across pan India?
Sir, kindly.
So what are your expectations from this session?
Sir, I don't think so. How it's helped in my business AI, I will learn something from it.
Okay. So I will just introduce you to AI. Okay, then Dr. Arora will introduce about my background. I am an engineer from DC at that time. This is the same premises. Okay, now it is GTU. After that I did my master's from ISC, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, in computer science. And after that I did my PhD from IIT Delhi in distributed artificial intelligence. Okay. So, and after completing my PhD, I started my startup, which was basically, at that time it was not a startup, it was a company which I started on providing IT services. So I have vast experience, so please feel free to ask any kind of questions or doubts which you may have. Because irrespective of what business you are in today, it has to be driven and supported by technology. And I firmly believe technology is just an enabler. It is not the end product. A lot of people now, especially the students, young students, who study IT, they feel they are at the top. But at the end of the day, they are actually just the service provider, enabler. Because some of you are very old and some of you are young, but I don't know how much of you know about the recession. Like whenever there was a recession, whether it was 2000, whether it was 2008, even there was a change in technology from old thing to the digital one in 2014, and now also because of this war and crisis, the people who lose the maximum jobs are IIT people. So they don't realize. They will come, if you hire a consultant, they will come and say, we know everything, you don't know anything, we will tell you how to use it, which is absolutely wrong, because you know your business. You know what is needed, how it is done. They can only support you. So please feel free to speak and ask questions which you wish to ask, okay? Don't be afraid. I will keep it layman, okay? I can go very technical also, but I don't want to do that, because so that it is more meaningful and useful. Alright? Please.
I'm Srivastava, and I have done MTech from Computer Science and Engineering. And right now we have a digital marketing firm which we started in 2020. So we have all the services that needs for a brand. And I am here just to know all the legal issues, what are there in establishing a company, and also the AI, how can I incorporate AI into my services. So that's why
But legal, I think they have already covered
Yes.
in the previous thing, so you would have understood. So what is the name of the company?
Miraki Creations,
And where is it? In
Vasundhara Ghaziabad.
Morning, sir. I'm Reema, and I'm a co-founder of Miraki Creations.
And what about your background?
I did personal management and I did MA postgraduate in English also. So I was into teaching, education sector also, and I was with the corporates also. So
Since you have done MTech computer science, so why did you start this digital marketing? And
It started with the passion of graphics, drawing basically I would say. So then I thought कि इसमें course भी कर लेते हैं. Then I started working as freelancing and it became my passion. And then I thought कि let's convert it into my profession.
But you must be working somewhere, right? Before that.
Yes. Before I was working. I was working with a few companies also as a freelancer, and I had a academic experience also. So
Okay, you are teaching.
yeah, both corporate as well as academics.
Yeah, but
So I'm Yogita. Currently I'm in first year BBA, and I have an idea for EdTech. That is, we'll make an app and website in which we'll teach moral values for kids below 16 age.
okay.
Myself, Purnima this side. Currently, I am working with Delhi Government Women and Child Department as a district coordinator. Regarding my background, I have done MBA in Management and IT from AIMA, All India Management Association, and I have worked with HCL Technologies and Wipro Limited before this.
Good morning, sir. I'm Priyansha. I'm in my second year right now. I am pursuing BA Honours in Philosophy from Delhi University Hindu College. So my idea is still in ideation stage. It's basically a social entrepreneurship idea where we'll be selling regional edible products and the whole company would be women run.
I'm a PhD scholar from this college only, architecture department. My basic idea is to map problems of peoples on GIS. Basically, it's from like land use problem or some social infrastructure problem or physically like drainage or a crime problem, like socially if they have some crime problem in that area, in their area. So we can map on that GIS software. So from which we can have like governance policy or some strict actions toward that. So basically my idea is just an idea stage of being a planner, how can I make cities like safe and comfortable and ease of living for the peoples of India. Sir, my name is Shivani. I am also a PhD scholar.
So both of you.
Yeah, we both.
When did you register for PhD?
Sir, this year.
So we last year August.
Okay. And before that, what you have done?
So I was a teacher. I was a lecturer in architecture college in IQ University. So before that I did my masters in architecture and then before that bachelor's.
So after my architecture, I have done 1 year practice in a firm. Then I have done my master from this college last year, and then PhD.
All right. So we also purchase similar all these recommendations and things are being done through AI. In the back, it is the AI which is recommending what you should be seeing.
it's like if I Google something on Google,
Yes.
next time I or Facebook, we have a similar kind of ads running on the particular
Yes. So all that is being given because they are trying to build your persona. One is your profile. Where you mentioned these are my interests, so initially they will start with this. But as your behavior on the website changes, because things are also stored and it keeps updating your likings and dislikings. So based on that, they will do it. Okay. So in simple words, if you look at AI, it is basically nothing but mimicking the human behavior, which is in terms of learning, reasoning, planning or creativity. So these are the 4 features which obviously human depict in their behavior, and that is what we are trying to simulate through machine, which is basically computers. But if you look into the computer science perspective, okay, it is basically algorithms which are digesting a lot of data. Like I was talking about the e-commerce thing. It is basically all your behavior and all other people behavior of the browsing which is being captured, and based on that they try to find out similarities. When you go to LinkedIn, you would have seen they are talking about people who you may like to connect. It's again based on the past experience, and the qualification is one, then their professional experience and what they are currently doing and with whom all they are connected on the network. So all this data is being assimilated by the system and processed based on the algorithms. So it's ultimately nothing but algorithms which we are talking about, which then get processed on the data set and the recommendations are made. And the other thing which we will be looking subsequently will be about the machine learning and deep learning, because these are two things which are generally being talked about. Machine can learn, it's nothing called learning. Ultimately it is human who are telling this is how, when you get this kind of data, this is what the output should be, and then they do provide the expert advice on that, and which is then captured, which is called learning. Okay, and deep learning, in deep learning we don't get into the human part. The data is automatically being processed by the applications, and then it comes to its own conclusions. Okay. So what are the basic uses in which AI is frequently used for? Basically the expert systems, which is basically giving you the advices. Okay, and natural language processing, because earlier you must have seen when you used to interact, they used to say, you call a bank, you will say press 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for this. Nowadays, most of the time when you interact, it will be talking to you directly, which is basically now they are able to process your voice and translate ultimately into a text, which is then being used to do the processing. Because the fundamental thing which has not changed in computer science is computer still works on 0 and 1. So whatever you may say, binary it will come to 0 and 1 only. So ultimately it needs to get translated to that area. We are building layers on top of it. Okay, we have the basic hardware, the instruction code, and then we have building layers after layers. So AI is another layer, and NLP is one of the most common thing which now is being used. Like you must have heard of that ChatGPT, right? Which is, it has become very big craze, but ultimately it is the same thing. It is now, what has happened is, it is now able to talk to you in a dialogue manner. So it automatically, whenever you ask a question, it will reply. And when you give another question, it is able to understand whether the answer was wrong, right, and then gives you a feeling as if you are interacting with a human. But ultimately, it has its own limitations. Okay? Because the test.
सर आजकल
Yes.
से थिंकिंग कैपेसिटी कम हो रही है
बच्चों में
ये तो सर होमवर्क बच्चे उससे कर देते हैं चैट
That's why
कर देते हैं
नहीं तो ठीक है, but see, AI can never replace humans and teachers. So that is what you have to remember. So obviously it is now a challenge. What you are saying is correct कि बच्चे उस ढंग से कर लेते हैं, but now it has become a challenge for the teachers. How do they change their method of teaching so that they are able to communicate the right knowledge? Okay.
There was a write-up on the Google itself that why Google is scared of ChatGPT. There's some.
Okay. That's a separate topic, but we can discuss because obviously it is for everybody, every one of you to know. See, Google, ultimately it is a war between Microsoft and Google. OpenAI, which is the ChatGPT, is being funded by Microsoft because Microsoft, see, the Google is built its business entirely on search engine, and Microsoft also tried with their Bing, but it could not work. Right? It did not work. And Google now everybody goes by default when you do search is always Google So Microsoft invested in ChatGPT so as to enable a better search. Because ultimately what user want is, if I say something, I get a response accordingly. Okay, and in a easy form rather than saying this. So here, typically when you do Google search, you have to specifically ask for certain keywords. Whereas in here, you can type the normal way you would have asked any question. So it understands, extract what you are looking for from your text, and then retrieves the right answers. And that too again in a conversational mode. So as if you are asking a reviewer. It is not voice driven, okay? It is still textual.
Simple languages.
A simple language, but it is still text. The ultimate will be when you ask some question and the answer is also given in your language. So which we will see some of the usage of AI. Okay? Especially in education, one of the important things will be multilingual. See, I may be teaching in Hindi, English, okay? But somebody understands only Tamil. So this thing will automatically get translated into Tamil. Okay, and it will be displayed on the screen. So when you are doing a remote class, I mean to say. So there are a lot of advancement which has happened. And it is possible only because of AI. Okay? So translation has improved, our processing capability has improved, which has enabled. See what I did my PhD way back in 1990, okay? So it's almost now 30 years. Things are still the same, the algorithms are all the same. What happened in our case, the CPU power was very limited. So we could not process a lot of data. So it remained always as a prototype. But today, because the compute power has increased, so you can process a lot of data and infer certain features out of that data. Okay, like you said, I mean, I'm just giving you as an example and don't take it as a personal comment ever. Okay, so like she said about large sizes, okay, then there are slim sizes also. So when you present different close to AI with the images, okay, they will be able to extract the features. Slim means this, large means that, like that. So automatically, when nowadays one of the usage, talking about clothing, is you take the image, your image, or you put the camera in front of you, it will tell you what kind of clothes you should be wearing.
Yeah, right.
It is based on, because they are able to analyze the image and system is able to recommend. That is another use of AI. Okay? So you don't have to tell that I am this size, that size, and nobody has to talk about that.
They ask for a profile.
Yes.
You suggest, select the options available and they can suggest accordingly.
That was the older time, okay?
Right
Now you just take your image, they will come to know what is your profile, what is kind of clothes you will prefer.
But you can diversify, like you wanted a party wear, you wanted a
Those kind of things are different for what thing you want.
Google Lens do the same thing.
So all this is AI applications.
Lenses ka ya watch ka, you can try right away. Select the product and you can try right on.
like you have it on the like
By the
like
right.
makeup brand or you
Yeah, you can do all of this. That's what I'm saying. So it's all AI. So e-commerce, so AI is coming in. Like that's what I was talking about now. Machine vision is one of the applications. Robotics, whereas we are talking about automatic manufacturing. Even in medical, it is being used, robotic surgery and all that.
knee surgery and all, they're coming
Yes.
up with the robotic surgery. Even in my case, also now there's like automated machines, like we invest on automated machines, like I just bought an automated machine which is like everything done on its own. You just need an operator and just to see that if the operation is doing right on the right time. We follow the SAM actually. So following SAM, then when you see that it's coming, everything's coming on time. It's just one operator needed, that also not very frequent. He can visit after an hour time and see whether the machine is working.
Correct. So this is all programmatically.
Yeah.
Programmatically done. You program it and it will work.
Yeah.
So that is part of the robotics. So all these are basically the components which are used, like when we talk about speech recognition, which is what I was talking about, natural language processing, it can be textual. So when you are saying speech recognition, what exactly is happening is, when I am speaking, it is being recognized and translated in real time into text, then text is being further analyzed into finding out what are the specific keyword or the context, and on those context basis the search is carried out. So bottom line is still 1980, okay, which is text being meshed. Okay, it's not that our speech is getting understood by a computer, because now computer has also started talking. Okay, the CPU still understands 0, 1, 1. Yes. So that is how it is. So it's now more and more layering is being done. Earlier, when in the olden time, we will get into the history also and look at it. In earlier times, what used to happen is the CPU power was less. So it used to take time and it become very impractical to carry out this kind of work. But now the power has become more. So it is done almost in real time. GIS is also possible now because of your power on it. See, you are busy with mobile now, but GIS also become busy, is possible only because the compute power has increased today. Alright, otherwise it was not possible to process so much of data points and come up with meaningful results. No, you can carry on.
Actually, we have some Google form issue with our guide, so वो उनको फटाफट से
अच्छा ठीक है, that's okay. Google
Google
form, that's
हाँ,
fine.
actually sir वो
Standard allowed for
it's a PhD work in that full time student.
So this will also be useful, because I don't know how your guide is, how much exposed he is to AI and the latest technology. Because in GIS also, ultimately the data is remains the same, but interpretations can be different. Like what you are trying to achieve is all possible with
AI.
when you apply AI on top of your GIS systems. Yeah. So these are certain components. Okay. Now when you look into the automation cars, right? Autonomous vehicles, they are all driven by AI. Then you have recommendation engines. You have in household, you do the cleaning through the robots. That also is an application of AI because it is able to sense the thing.
all those sensory logs and everything is also AI.
Sensory logs.
Yeah.
No, there are sensors which are already there. So now what happens, AI is also getting defined. Okay, earlier it used to be centralized. Nowadays, we are getting into advanced level of AI because at the edge also you can do the processing. So where the sensors are, some of the decisions can be taken at that level only because now the microprocessor and the small things are already available. Controllers are also there, so they can do it. So this autonomous cleaning robots, they don't require to be connected. So the moment they see a sense an image, they know there is an obstruction, so they will stop and then change their direction where it is available. Okay. So it is basically that autonomous cars are also working on that thing only, because they are able to see the image and then the model is already trained. If such an image comes, then what action they have to take. Okay. So those are the things. On day-to-day basis, as you already mentioned, you have seen mobile phones. They are becoming smarter, and every time, and all this smartness is coming because of the AI. Alright, so there are like web research, we have already talked about machine translation. We have seen a lot of such things. Cybersecurity is another thing which is very important and critical, where we are having the threats coming. So systems are there which recognizes that there is an intrusion. So it's not that somebody has to supervise it, like what you were mentioning about the autonomous machines, that it will work on its own. Same way, there are systems which are looking into the traffic which is coming, analyzing it, and based on the behavior, it can detect that there is some intrusion, and then the fighting starts. Obviously, they start putting in that protections. Okay, so there can be avoided. So, and another use which is very applicable in India is basically in the agriculture, because it can recommend based on the soil. It can tell you which kind of crop you should be growing, how much water you should be putting. It's not that water should always be open. Earlier, a lot of crops used to get destroyed either because of lack of water or more water, which now can be controlled because there are sensors which are put in the soil which can sense how much moisture is there, and based on what crop is being sowed, it will decide when to start the watering of the field or not. So those are some of the things. Same way, a lot of food used to get wasted in transportation and all, which also again now is being possible. Not AI is one part of it, but majorly because of the sensors and a technology called IoT, Internet of Things. Because all these sensors data is then transferred to the central computers, which can be done. Okay? And as I was mentioning to you earlier, AI is getting distributed. Okay, what I did in 1990 is now taking shape. Okay, where we are able to transfer the intelligence to the edges. So that is called Edge AI, where we have smaller devices which can take some autonomous decisions based on the model which we have built. Ultimately, everything is driven by a model, and model is nothing but algorithms. Okay, any question? It's okay? Alright, so let's go to the next one. So we are talking about machine learning and deep learning. Okay, machine learning actually is a subset of AI, and deep learning is still a subset of machine learning. So as you can see, artificial intelligence is basically a set of programs which are coded and are able to take intelligent decisions. Whereas in case of machine learning, what we do is we feed a lot of data sets to the program, so that, and we also, depending again at what level we are doing, that's the difference between machine learning and deep learning. In machine learning, there will be an expert which will be telling you, okay, this is what this image is, and it will, the program will recognize that and keep storing it. Okay, this I'm just talking from the image, but it can be for any kind of a thing. Okay, based on the input, the output will be told, okay, this is what the system will be told, this is the output, and then it gets stored in the model. So that is called machine learning. In case of deep learning, we use basically, instead of human, we are using neural networks, okay, which of its own start analyzing the data sets and drive its own features. But that requires a lot of effort in terms of compute effort. Okay, so you have to have a lot of compute power. That's why nowadays we have special CPUs which are called as GPUs, which are basically used for gaming purposes, which can process a lot of computation, much more powerful than what the normal CPU is. You can run machine learning on any CPU, but whereas for deep learning you require GPU. Okay? And then, as I told you, timeline, because this is also very important, because you may be feeling that AI is very new. It's 70-year-old. Okay, in 1954, Alan Turing came up with the idea of that machines can simulate human behavior, and he came up with a test called Turing test, which is basically if a machine interacts, a human interacts or interrogates any other, like machine or computer or another human, and if the results are the same as that of a human interaction, then it says the machine has passed the test, because the interrogator gets fooled by the machine, because as if it assumes that it is a human who is talking. Okay, so that started way back in 1950s, 54. Okay, where we started talking about intelligent behavior and tuning, machine definition, everything, which was basically writing programs to basically simulate human behavior. Okay. Then in 1980s we started building what is called as machine intelligence, which is basically where we started building the expert system. It was nothing but set of rules which were defined, based on which those rules the machine was able to come to a conclusion. So in 1980s and 1990s there were a lot of hype of expert systems, and that continued and it keeps on getting refined. Like all the search engines and other things were based on that. And then in 2010 the CPU power became easily available and cheap, and then when the deep learning started, where we were able to analyze and define neural networks and use the large data sets. Okay, so this is how it is. So it's not that AI is very new. Okay, I am one of the examples now. In 30 years back, I did research, a PhD in AI, but now it has become relevant. And today, everybody who does not actually use AI also says my product is AI driven. Because data analytics, which is based purely on mathematics, because they are all mathematical models and all, are being used. So that they say we are using AI. So data analytics is an integral part of AI, but they say AI. As I told you, AI is basically those 5 things, like natural language processing, image recognition, which is basically pattern recognition. And now pattern recognition means it can be image, it can be voice sample, it can be even a text. And if you look into the structured data, there also we used to do pattern matching. I don't know how many of you have heard of a language called COBOL. COBOL, right? COBOL was also totally driven on pattern matching, because that's how you used to extract which data matches with what, and you used to retrieve those records, right? So that is the definition of pattern matching. In majority of the systems which we use are basically classification, and based on the classification, depending on what inputs are being provided, we do a matching. And then we say this is the product, because that's what classification has enabled us to categorize the various products into those categories, and then we match and do that. Okay. So yeah.
In deep learning, deep learning is establishing the connection between actual data set using AI. Is it?
See, deep learning, whether you do deep learning is autonomous. It will do of its own. The algorithms are little like that they will process lot of data sets, and from there they will start extracting the features, and then they will combine. Okay, so it takes a lot of effort and time to train a model based on deep learning. Whereas the same thing you can also achieve through machine learning. But in that case, what happens, it is not the computer which are deciding, or the algorithm which is deciding and extracting the feature. It is being done with the help of an expert. Okay. So when there is a human intervention, immediate expert, which is training the model, then it is, we call it as machine learning. Whereas if it is an autonomous of its own, it is processing and extracting the data, it is called deep learning. Okay, that's the small difference. But the compute power goes up very high, because you have to process a very large data, right? So that's what it means. When I say large, because obviously if you look into human, I am much older, so my experience is there. So that experience is my knowledge, all the features which I have learned. The same thing, machine also does the same thing. So whatever I have gone through in 60 years of my life, the same thing will be, also has to be processed by the computer to get the same kind of extraction in the best scenario. Okay? Since it is much faster, so it will not take 60 days, maybe 60 hours, maybe 60 days or 60 whatever. Okay? It can do much faster. Alright? But if I were to go and tell somebody that, okay, this is how you should do, I am an expert, so it is much faster. But then there are limitations, because that you will see subsequently, because in case after some time expert level also saturates, so the system cannot become much more intelligent. The quality of results which you will start getting from machine learning has its limitation, whereas in case of deep learning, the more data, more diverse data you provide, it analyzes and it becomes much deeper. Okay, so it can learn on its own. Okay. Excuse me, you joined later, right? I just
Yes.
May I know about you? Sorry.
No, sir. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for joining.
No, that's okay, but I want to know what is your...
Yes, my name is Sumati Saxena. I have been a teacher for past more than 12 years. I have come up with an idea, and the venture name is Fledglings. It's basically for students. So there will be YouTube channel which will have animated videos. I'm a content writer, so I write poems and rhymes. So whatever I will write, animation will be there, and then merchandise will also be available with the same codes, with the same messages, printed on t-shirts and bombers.
Has it already started or is it just an idea right now?
No, everything is in the pipeline, and I'm ready with my plan, and I have been in talks with people who I need to board with me now.
Alright, because please feel free to ask any question, okay? There is no issues. And for you, since you want to do in education, we are talking only about AI, how it can be used in education if it helps. Okay, so this is another description, okay, different difference. Both in terms of the CPU utilization, in terms of data processing capabilities. As I was mentioning to you, for the deep learning, the more data you process, you provide to the system, it will be able to extract and improve on its performance. Whereas in machine learning, since it is limited by the expert who is providing, after some time, the quality of result which you will get will not change that much. It will remain more or less similar, so it will become a there will be plateau on that. Okay. Same way, you require more compute power. I have already discussed this, I'm just summarizing it here in this slide. You require more compute power, and you require specialized CPUs, and they consume a lot of applications. We can take, okay, let me give you an example. One of the thing is, I talked about wastage of food. So actually you can put sensors to see, let's say you have tomatoes, okay, in a basket. Obviously when you expose them to atmosphere, they will be vapor. Water will get out, okay, evaporate. So the quality will become bad. So it can sense that there is so much of evaporation, that means the life is reducing. Same way, if suppose that get infected, you can look into the infection as well. Okay, so these kind of things. And if you control these sensors with the actuators, so maybe let's say you are in a you are keeping it in a warehouse where you can have control over the humidity, temperatures. So that way you can prolong the life of the food. So there are a lot of benefits.
Shelf life.
Shelf life of food, that's what I mean. Okay? Any other? No, you can keep asking questions which you come to your mind related to your area of
So you
idea.
said that deep learning, then machines start taking decision on its own. Isn't it at times harmful that
No, it doesn't take it improves the model. It ultimately improves the model. Sometimes it can go wrong. Today only there was an article that Google lost $100 billion because their chatbot malfunctioned. Because their model went haywire somewhere, like what you mentioned just now, which is the right way of doing things. To keep checking, let the machine work autonomously, but you have to keep supervising it. Till the time it becomes quite intelligent. No, please. Please. You understand? So that is very important. And I started with the premise that AI as of today, as it stands, cannot replace human. That is very important.
Other day we were just talking about like AI and all these chatbots are coming up for all the companies. Like for example, I say I have my account in SBI, I can't use card, and then like there is a thing like IDA. So whenever instead of now calling up a customer care, I prefer chatting on IDA.
Yes.
So isn't it that down the lane is going to overpower the employment of BPOs then,
Now, this is a very, what shall I say, it's a very sensitive issue, okay? You're talking about why we work, tell me. Why we work?
for the livelihood?
Livelihood. Why do we want to want livelihood? Why we want to have livelihood? Why we want to earn? Like you said, we want to live. What for? What life is all about?
You have to match the basic needs of the life. Or
Basic needs then. If basic needs are met
then of course upgrade ourselves for a better need.
so ultimately what it is allowing you all those mundane tasks which was earlier consuming a lot of your time is now being done by the system. So now you have more time for your own human development. Right? Now you have more time to your own thing. Like you only said, I am very unhappy. So many times you would have shouted at that the service this thing, representative, saying you don't understand my problem. Here at least when whatever you say, they reply intelligently. It is still evolving. I am not saying that all these chatbots are very intelligent. Huh? They still have problems. Subsequently, but now what has happened, initial screening thing gets done by the chatbots and then they are transferred to an expert
Maybe
who
like
can answer that.
Like, press one, then go to this, then it's like killing. The time.
But that was the idea last time.
Yeah.
When you have interactive voice response systems, then you used to say, press 1 for this, 2 for this, 3 for this. Today don't have to say. Just say your name and then they will get all your details. So things are changing. Now question comes.
The employment.
So that is where the question comes.
Yeah.
That was your second thing, employment. What happens to the employment? Now tell me, you're quite old, right? So you know, when we started with this call center business, everybody, it has helped our economy, right? But ultimately, if you look at it, ultimately all the IPRs today, if you look at it, any product, are from, I'm talking on the technology front, are all owned by Western society, whether it is US or Europe. Majority of the software IPRs are with them. So what we have become? Workers. Earlier we used to say, English people, अंग्रेजों ने आके हमें गुलाम बना दिया. Today also we are the same. We work at night because the other people are working in day. So it is convenience of those people, not for us.
Even there also, sir, while most of the government of India are also now going on on AI. Wo bhi to employment jayegi na.
And so that is better, no? So ultimately, you are getting better quality work. And then our imagination will get you a lot of new things. Like, she is so young and the other girl was also there. They are young but they are still thinking of new ideas. At your age, I don't think any one of you were thinking on that.
We are exploring new things.
Precisely. So there are new opportunities which will come. हम तो ये सोच के बैठे हैं. See, the thing is like, there is called as Kueh ka Mendak. So if we wanted to be Kueh ka Mendak, we were happy, or there are so many Mendaks in the same one, because one is enough. But now, he's saying, now have more time to get out, explore more better opportunities. There were so many things which earlier did not exist. Today, this is the possibility, right? Because like what she's talking about, merchandise being printed on demand, that also is possible only because of automation, right? So there will be, the quality of life will improve. Bottom line is that we all work and earn money to improve quality of life. It's always like that, and AI is a tool which can improve your quality of life. Okay. Then the next one is about the algorithms. As I was telling you, all the feature extraction in case of machine learning is with the help of an expert, whereas in case of deep learning, it is through algorithms, which is basically neural networks. So you can have more depth of neural networks to get much deeper into the feature extraction. So you can extract a lot of things which otherwise an expert would also not have known. Okay. In case of machine learning, since it has a limited capability, limited capacity, so we divide the problem and try to solve it. Whereas with deep learning, we can do a lot of work together in end-to-end manner. Okay. Obviously, because since we have to digest a lot of more data, so it takes more time, whereas in machine learning, it is less data, and we can do more this thing. Okay. Other thing is, and that was your fear, which is correct, which is if machine becomes autonomous, then it can go wrong because we don't know what the logic is. That is our fear. So many times you have seen the children, right? They will surprise you with the action they take. Alright? So it is not that they are going to replace us. It is just because they have learned and now they are demonstrating, you feel very excited. It's the same thing with the deep learning. Okay, because it will discover so many things which otherwise might have got ignored by us. Okay. But as I mentioned to you, to control it, obviously you have to have at some level some supervision. Otherwise it can go really, really good. Okay. So that is more in terms of the introduction to the AI technology, like what is AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. Now we get into the education. Okay, but any questions so far? You got any idea about GIS, where AI can be used?
So, but AI is also already involved in the GIS part. So
Because it will take the help from the satellites.
The satellite is only to collect the data. Where is the AI? It is image recognition.
Sir, it helps. We can have an idea like it can help in actual scenario in which geotag with that particular point with the help of AI.
That's correct. But now the bottom line is, see, ultimately it is, you can get a better data. Okay, but everybody may not be able to utilize the data. How it will be useful to a layman? See, I get a better quality data, right? Which can be interpreted by specialists, okay, who understand the geography and things
So we are
better.
planning to work with the government to make new policies regarding some areas which are unplanned, which are unmapped, like the urban villages which are not mapped properly, and due to lack of information, the government is not able to make new policies regarding that.
That is all human. Whereas what I am talking about is how you will utilize AI. Because once you have this data, you can build a model through which, that what I was talking about ChatGPT. Okay, it's the same thing. Because ChatGPT is nothing new. Okay, it was all existing. All the models were there. The only thing what happened is now humans are able to interact with it in non-natural language. That's where if you build a layer on top of your GIS quality data, which is through imagery and other things, okay, and sensors. The quality of data has improved now, which can be in a format which can be analyzed through using AI things. So suppose one of the things, okay, when you have the GIS data, how it will help agriculture, like a farmer?
So it will it can represent it on the map, like which areas are highly growable, जो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी ज़मीन है, and then जो बहुत वैसी है, तो it can map it on the plan. और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली फिर हम लोग किसानों के साथ मिलकर बात कर सकते हैं. और जैसे कई बार क्या होता है कि अभी जो आपका वो चल रहा है कि आप ज़मीन ले लेते हैं एंड देन उसके ऊपर एक्सप्रेसवेज एंड वो सब चलते हैं, तो बेसिकली उनकी उपजाऊ ज़मीन भी जाती है. तो फ्रॉम इट वी कैन हैव कि हम लोग बता सकते हैं कि आपके लिए दिस लैंड इज वेरी मच एडवांटेज.
What you are saying is correct, but that is again you are making human intervention. Whereas I being a farmer, if you have built GIS data, you have all the GIS data, then you build an AI layer on top of it, I will say which crop I should now grow. I am from here because I know my geolocation, right? I will know that because my smartphone will tell this is where you are. Then your data, quality data is already there, which says how much, what is the weather prediction, right? When the rain will come and all that. Then you will have all the other information about the quality of the soil. All those things, now your system can directly answer me that I should be going for this crop. That is where the biggest advantage of AI will be, when you integrate with your GIS data. Otherwise, you can always guide government. Government will take 2 years to decide. By the time things have changed because of the environmental issues. You know, by the time they come as the policies you have seen. Every now in Delhi itself, we have seen so many places, construction is ever going. The moment they build this thing, overbridge, it's already crowded. Now they need another one, so they build another parallel one to it. So that's what is happening. So government decision making is slow, which is where once you bring in the AI, it will be much faster because now it is known to the people. Like our Prime Minister, I am not making a political statement here. Our Prime Minister said, I am connected to the people. Right? No, he said that, which is good. Now, he said, people have trust in me. Now people will ask the question, okay, this is what my situation says, like what you were talking about. Okay, farmer will say, this is a good place, why can't you route it through like this? You slightly make this change, and why should you are taking my space? So those are the certain things, when it enables the population to ask relevant questions. Today, नहीं होता है. You go to any government, नहीं ये तो system है. Where is the system? Show me a rule book. नहीं वो पता नहीं कहाँ है. This is a typical answer which you will get in a government department. They cannot say that. Once you automate everything.
Everything is online.
That's what I mean.
Everything is digitized. You can check. You can read yourself, and you can understand what are the items. But like you said, you can check the sensor of the soil. You can also enhance by adding more supplements, whatever is required to enhance the crops and.
That's what I'm saying. So it is basically an enabler, empowering you, employing basically the public at large, so that you can ask relevant questions to the people, and also some of the things can be answered. That's it. Yes.
Sir, like we are talking about so much advantages of AI. What are the disadvantages of it? Because everything has disadvantages.
What is the disadvantage? If I become intelligent, I am disadvantaged. And the only disadvantage is now there will be a segregation. I am more intelligent than you. You are. Earlier we used to have 3 grades. Okay, first division, second division, third division. Now we have divided into further. A plus, A minus, B, and like that. So that is how the segregation is going to be. And another thing, okay, which is a relevant one, maybe not exactly what you were saying, but it is very relevant. AI, ultimately the biggest advantage is now there will be another set of rajas. or the rulers who will decide.
Capturing all the data.
No, not capturing the data, that is not important. It is a programmer sitting in somewhere who will be deciding how your life should run. That is the biggest, they become the new rajas. See, when we started as a human society, the society started, we were ultimately animals, right? So ultimately we decided rules as the time passes by. Some of the rules were bad, so we removed them. But that is as per the evolution of the human life. Earlier we used to feel, no, this is the right thing. That was society. Same way now, these programmers will decide. So AI, that is the biggest problem. Okay, this is the biggest problem. If you become blind follower of AI. Because they can start deciding your life, how you should be living your life, because as per me, this is what is right. And when you interact, the system will say, no, this is right. So there are certain things. So democratization of AI will be a very tough thing. So that is the downside which we have to think, but that is very far off. Okay, so don't worry.
Another disadvantage that I could think of is basically the digital gap between various like social structures and communities. And because if you see that when we talk about access and availability, there's a very sort of like disproportional access towards AI and towards digitization.
No, I think you are wrong. No, this is not the case. You have to look it from, but rather it will remove this discrimination, because everybody today, even farmer has a smartphone. He says, tell me which crop I should grow, and the answer will come, which otherwise he could not have got, because there would have been so many middlemen who can now ये तो आपको बीज इतने का ही मिलेगा क्योंकि this is the best thing for you.
Now the apps have come where you can just scan your plant and see if there is any problem coming up.
Yes.
They tell you the thing that
And also like
so
the
this is-
tribal communities, if we talk about them.
Which one?
Tribal communities who don't have access to networks as such. And like, yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So this is not a problem with the AI. This is another opportunity which she was talking about. What human will do. Now we have human population is not penetrated to tribals. So if we educate them, you will need people to educate them. So this is an employment opportunity.
But
Number
sir,
one.
sorry.
Yeah.
May continue.
Okay, that is one part. Once they get it, they will have. You said there is another problem, which is coverage of network.
Yeah.
That means we have to install more.
Yeah, but it
Tell
doesn't
you.
happen that way.
It happens that way only.
It's happening.
It is happening. Tell me, recently you said it doesn't happen like that. Okay, good. Tell me, 5G rollout, how it has started?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Not sure, but it started from metros and slowly they are moving to. That's how it happens. Because the business is driven by money, right? So where they see there are more users, they will first provide the service there so they start getting money. And subsequently, they will roll out because it is an investment which is to be made. And ultimately everybody will get covered. So everything happens like that only. Okay. You can check your life. Every time it will be like this. You have been a teacher. Sorry, I will ask you one question because since you have been a teacher, tell me, you have 60 students in your class, right? Whom you pay more attention to? To all 60? Or to some limited?
To some limited.
Those people who actually show progress. Because I am trying to optimize my time. Okay? All students pay the same fee. And they are equally important for me because they spoil my results or make my results. But still, I focus more on my time on the students which are more promising. That is the same way. Life goes like that. So the lesser promising area, people will start moving there. So it will become more homogeneity and uniformity. That's my belief. Obviously, it is all individual.
Sir, tribal community, what I have read, because I have researched a lot about tribal communities, those people are somehow, they have set their mind that they are not going to they don't want actually any kind of access to that modern world, or they don't want to get connection to that, you know, common people, because they think kind of culture they have, kind of taste and mindset they have, they are more than happy there. Recently, just a couple of weeks back, I attended one event which was there, this one auditorium, I'm not getting the name. So there I could see, sir, not 1, 2, 3, 29 vibes I'm talking about, groups from all over India. They came, they performed there. So what I mean to say, how could they perform? Because government officials or some people must have contacted them, and they got the opportunity to showcase their life, to showcase what they have, right? So they were ready to come with us and get bigger. But after that, they are like comfortable, they are fine. Ki hame wahi rehne do, we don't want to come with you. But yes, it's like if I talk about my grandparents, so they were like they never needed mobile phone. Yes. But yes, when it became kind of necessity, so everybody needed it, right? So AI, when the day will come that AI becomes necessity, directly or indirectly, then everybody will get the access to it.
Very important question. That's what I am trying to emphasize about AI. Did you find out why your parents were against using the mobile?
Because they could not see the 100% relevance about something.
What relevance? They ultimately, you said they started using it, so they saw the relevance.
They saw the relevance.
Initially, why didn't do it? They do it.
Acceptance.
It was because the user interface was lousy. They could not correlate. पहले तो मैं यहाँ बटन दबा और 9 पहले रोटरी डायल होता था, 0 डायल किया, 10 बारी आगे भी वो मालूम है, आज तो नंबर 10 ही है, 0 ही हुआ है, 1 दबाया. If suppose I forgot your name. Sumati. I want to talk to Sumati, and the phone gets connected. Don't you think it will make their life easy? Even if they are impaired, they cannot move, their muscles become weaker. Even then, they can say, I want to talk to Sumati, or connect me video call, or whatever. So it is basically, that's what matters. It is the user interface. That's why I've been emphasizing with all the people, because in India, why we could not develop a product is because our user interfaces have been bad. We always become एक slave से दूसरा slave.
Yes,
because earlier we were slave to Britishers, now we are slave to everybody, and we are willing to work at night because we get 20,000 more. So this is our problem. That's why you will see in most of the institutes, they have started with a design as a subject. Earlier they used to have limited institutes. Now every institute you will find one or the other design course where they are talking about product design, user interfaces and other things. Same thing with the tribals. When we go, we don't know their language. So dialect becomes a problem. बोलेंगे यार अगर हमको इनसे बात करनी है तो मेरे को हिंदी सीखनी पड़ेगी. तो वो that becomes a roadblock. But if suppose I was talking before that on the AI translation.
Yes.
So I may speak in English, but it translates into their language. Why they will not talk? Because they also want to improve their quality. The bottom line of human life is we want to improve our quality of life. Irrespective.
So AI
And so sometimes needs also. If I talk about 20 or 30 years back, it was not the culture that every person from India would go abroad and get settled there. Now it's like very common. So parents are left behind, grandparents are left behind most of the time. So they have to connect. So it's like I'm missing my child or grandchild, so I have to connect. So chalo video call kar dete. And for video call, they have to have internet connection and laptop and whatnot.
That is where the solution lies here.
Yes.
I want each one of you to be an entrepreneur. Because the moment you are an entrepreneur, you started as alone, but now you must be having employees, right? So you have generated so many employment. If you have employment, why people will run and go to US? In my time, although it is wrong, but I used to say, India का गधा भी बाहर जाके घोड़ा बन सकता है. बात तो ये है कि इंडिया में घोड़ा बन के रह जाए. You know, they make you donkey. It is so hard to survive, but if the life improves, the system improves, Ghoda will become Arabi Ghoda.
And so it is not taking away the employment, it has generated the employment actually. Now if we talk about these big basket and all these things, now what they have done, they have connected local vendors and they are getting more business than earlier. So it even
But you know, sir, what I have
supply कर रहे हैं.
during the whole time,
people are like, they have got the employment, now they have something to do, they are earning money, but they want to earn more for obvious reasons.
Yes.
More and more. So कहीं ना कहीं माइंड वही है कि यहाँ ये काम कर रहा हूँ, like ट्रक चला रहा हूँ, तो बाहर यूएस कनाडा ट्रक चला लेता हूँ ना.
Have you ever been to Heathrow Airport? Heathrow Airport, right? You will see all ladies wearing gold, but still cleaning the floor. यहाँ पे बोल दो gold वाली को कि मैं क्या करूँगी?
मैं पंजाबी तुम्हारी बुआ से शाम में उठ के जाके लोगों के बेटा चुप है ऐसे अपने काम करना से
तो पता नहीं वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ. So this is the difference, you see.
Heathrow Airport, everyone is Indian. आधे से ज़्यादा Sudan.
Heathrow, London.
London. Everyone, every store there.
And they are wearing gold. In India, if you wear so much of gold, you will employ 5 may help at home.
Sir, I guess at the end of the day, mindset.
It is a mindset which has to change. As rightly I mentioned, AI can help you democratize that.
And there are so many opportunities within India which I believe I travel abroad also. But I don't find going there. Yes, quality life is better. But for how long? Why don't you make your quality life here in India better?
Yes.
So that should be the
It's like वहाँ पर पका पकाया मिल रहा है, you know, quality life is already good, air quality is already good.
See, there are plus and minuses that we share with you. Here, if suppose you get, in whether you take Canada, you take UK or even US, if there is snowfall, it is you who will be showering the snow, no help. So it depends how it is going to be. So there are plus and minuses of both. आप यहाँ पे आके किसी को भी कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं. वहाँ जाके बोलेंगे then they will say.
सर वहाँ भी छोड़ो या यूएस एम्बेसी में जो वीजा के खड़े होते हैं वहीं देखिए आप people in within India I see आप गाड़ी में से बाहर साइकिल में कुछ कर रहे हो वहाँ you'll have a coffee you'll have anything आप डस्टबिन ढूंढोगे कि कहाँ क्योंकि
वो इसलिए कि वीजा रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा नहीं तो. Anyway, that's beside the matter.
Sir, you know what? मुझे तो ये प्रॉब्लम ना सबसे ज़्यादा लगती है. भी AI ये वो मुझे लगता है ये लोगों को कैसे सिखाया जाए?
That is where AI will help. Because
कैसे होगा ये?
मैं आपको भी बता रहा हूँ. AI will help because you have to talk the same language.
कैसे होगा?
ऐसे ही होगा. Same language. अगर आप same language बोलेंगे, you will get connected.
It is. I have tried with the AI only, sir. I have a friend who is a Mexican. She is my counterpart in Mexico. She doesn't understand English and I don't understand Spanish. So Google Translate was the best, which really helped me. Today also, whenever I have to text her in WhatsApp, I immediately fast and type in English and it will go.
It does help, no doubt.
It does help. Now,
So that is how you
gradually,
do
I
it.
have also started learning Spanish.
And she will also start learning English. You can actually English में भी नहीं बोलते हैं आप पंजाबी. That person will get upset. Whereas with AI, if you have a virtual assistant, you can call anytime. Banking earlier it used to be 9 to 5 line लग के खड़े रहो.
Now it's
Today
on phone.
24/7.
But you have it on your phone.
Yes, you have a 24/7 on your phone.
You have
So the
groceries stores,
connectivity
shopping,
improves.
everything on 24/7.
These kind of enablers will help us to connect with the community, make data more meaningful to a layman. See, I could have spoken about all these things very technical in algorithms only, which only few people will understand. I am trying to make it in English so that everybody understands. It's basically to connect. Because in a diverse environment, obviously you have to connect to everybody. How do you do it? Take the minimum, right? Thing which, and then speak on that. And as the level improves, because every one of us are learners, so our level will improve. In 2 hours also, in my session itself, some improvement will be there. So next time when we meet, we will be talking at a slightly higher level. Okay, so these are certain aspects which we must look into. And that's where AI is helping in education. In terms of the revenue also, it is growing. E-learning market last year was around 230, globally I'm talking, or 234 billion dollars, okay, out of which the AI-driven market was around 124 million dollars, not billions. But it is expected that it is fast catching up, and by 2027 it will become a 20 billion market. And as you can see the colors, maximum acceptance is in US. Because there the teachers are less in number, but still they want to communicate and educate their child. So how do they do that? By providing these things. Okay? So this is basically the market.
Is there any way India is thinking of cutting down the school bags and putting it into an AI mode?
Schools, no, schools cannot be.
No, cutting down the school bag loads and changing it to AI.
Yeah, that anyway will happen. That will happen. Anyway happen. If we have to succeed, we have to reduce the bag load. Okay? Because we were police. So we had a strong figure, right? So we used to carry so much of that. So we continued with our children also. But today's child doesn't want that. He says, "मैं तो नहीं लेके जाऊँगा." So it is forced both ways. Government also wants that because ultimately, end of the day, what is needed is innovation. Innovation can succeed only in a free environment. You can't be forcing a person, no, you do 9 to 5, listen to me, 5 to 7, you go to tutor, and stuff like that. That doesn't bring
In fact,
creativity.
that would be a very good starter if some. But you think about putting a bag to just a tablet where you have all the subject there to study, and over the period you just take upgraded.
Let me tell you one. Let me ask you a very simple question. All of you are quite mature. And tell me, why we put our child to so much of stress all the time and pressure that you have to read this. Why?
To make it a habit, things to be streamlined, to make it a habit. For this thing to be done at this point of time, this needs to be covered, this needs to be learned.
No, we believe
Go
that
on.
all the subject to be covered, he should know about all the
Everything is.
Why he should know all the subjects? Yeah, you were saying, sorry.
To compete.
Compete, right? Yes, that was the next question, which he has already preempted me. Why we want him to know all the subjects to compete? Why we have to compete? Huh?
Because of the competition.
No, competition, we have to compete, it's okay. But why are we competing?
So that we can get the best opportunities. If there are 5 people around me, so I should get them.
Yes, good. So,
कहते हैं ना बड़ा होके कोई बन जाए
okay, all right. बड़ा होके बन के वो क्या करेगा? कमाएगा, good, कमाएगा. क्यों कमाएगा?
To contribute to the environment, to the economic and the finance.
So that he gets a better life.
Yes.
Suppose you create your entrepreneurship and enterprise today, who will run it tomorrow? What are the chances that who will run that? Hopefully, everybody may not.
Possibly.
So why to compete? When you are doing the right thing, you sow the seed now. It will be for your next generation.
But then isn't it that the next generation will become a lethargic, saying that he gets a-
Why lethargic? Tell me, you have been an entrepreneur yourself, right? You have done it for 20 years. Are you the master of everything? Or you are servant to everybody?
Not necessarily, learn each
Then it's
day.
okay. My question is different. My question is,
Of course, I am a
you are the entrepreneur. You are master or servant to everybody?
master, of course.
You are not the master. Your customer decides what you will do. Your vendor will decide when I will provide. So you are running after everybody. You are the servant of everybody.
Of course, of course.
So don't talk of that. Entrepreneurship is this. Never ever be in the wrong impression that you are going to drive everything. You are being driven by
So
everybody.
you say you will take the highest risk.
Your rewards are better. And the hope is my quality of life will be better. That's the hope. And if all of you are being ladies, you know, if you create something today, tomorrow your child does not have to be forced. Nahi padho, competition karo, ye karo. Because ultimately, end of the day, in the starting only you said, I need money to have quality life. After that, what you will do? I will have better quality. You will still be eating gehu ki roti. You can't be eating roti of diamond. The moment you will that, you will die. Right? So, that's what your thing is all about entrepreneurship. You are going to create, and if you succeed, obviously next generation has a better chance. They will not become lethargic because he will still remain a servant.
They will explore more. So,
And again, if you are passing it to your generation, so you can pass certain things to your
Like a
that
family.
generation.
No,
He has
the
to
generation is you can pass on your value system. You ultimately every organization has a value system and a culture of its own. So that you can pass on, and that will slowly improve what you were talking about. कि यहाँ तो कहीं पे फेंक देते हैं, embassy में जाते नहीं हैं. So that culture will percolate down the generation. By saying this, कि it will improve, it will never improve. We have to make effort. Okay.
But then again, question remains the same. Will that cut down the? Is there anybody who is for this thing that
हमको करना है ना, who will do it? अगर हम नहीं बोल रहे नहीं, हमें तो compete करना है अपने बच्चे को, मेरे को I have to first put him the best of the school, pay very high fee, good. Then he has to compete, to go to the tuition, spend time there where he has time to play and learn. Hardly any time. Then Saturday, Sunday, उसको जबरदस्ती लेके जाना है खेलने के लिए क्योंकि तुम्हें ठीक तो था नहीं, वो भी जबरदस्ती हो गई. Now it is a forced play. कि नहीं जब बाहर जाना है और तुम भी एक्टिव. Now he is tense कि मैं करूँ क्या? Your learning stops there only. Your innovation stops there only. Okay, so that's what you have to learn, and that's where.
Master of all, you just want to become a master of all.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So entrepreneurship is the best way. You can reduce this workload because whatever you have created, either you will be successful or you will be a failure. If you are a failure, you will learn. Perseverance is needed. You will. I can tell you about myself. Okay, how I started. I was working. I did my PhD. I worked. Then my wife and both of us are working. So I told her that you carry on. I will start this. It so happened at that time there was a need. So my enterprise succeeded, and then she joined me. And then we never forced our son to go into all this. He decided, okay. He said, "आपने बहुत पढ़ लिया. There was no use. 80% is very good for me, and I can easily get 80%." So today he is enjoying his life. Although I created an enterprise for him, but he is enjoying his life, having a good time in US.
I read about it. There was this educationist, he said, don't talk about 99%, 12 में 99% आए, 95% आए. Do you think even the whole year, not only class 12, you must talk about class 11 and 12, because class 11 में prepare करेंगे, class 12 में 99% जाएंगे. So those 2 years go completely in studies. And if you talk about my son or my child, my daughter, is not comfortable with public, is not comfortable when it comes to public speaking and all that. You did not give time, or the child did not get the time to work on all these things. So it's better 80%.
Yes, you are right, because what happens is, this is what the whole emphasis is outside. They give overall development, emphasis on the overall development of the child rather than on.
But sir, I have many people who work in different schools in different countries. All are Indians. So they say, kind of, I mean, it's like perspective. एक वो mindset है कि US में, UK में और यहाँ पर बहुत अच्छा है. Trust my word, sir. At least I'm talking about this present. No schools almost no schools, I should say, are doing anything more than good in schools, because they are ultimately indirectly following what Indian schools have been doing. और वो उल्टा हो रहा है, Indian schools are trying to get Western culture and वो सब mix हो रहा है, ना Indian है ना Western है, and it's actually a big problem for teachers, for students. ले आए कुछ भी बाहर की का curriculum ले आए, you have to train the teachers, you have to train parents that please accept it.
Yes.
आधा CBSE डाल दिया, आधा ICSE डाल दिया, आधा IB curriculum डाल दिया.
I know.
Actually कुछ नहीं होता.
What you are saying is correct.
So sir, India में बहुत problem हो रहा है, but trust my words, they have started with homework system. Now finally they give homework, home assignments. They ask for where is it and all that, because they have learned from India. And
They have not learned from India. They have understood that India is becoming stronger because everything is getting outsourced. Because they don't have that expertise,
Yes.
and that is resulting into crimes. Because they are unemployed. So what to do? And then they are becoming like, why UK? Sorry, I'm digressing, but UK has gone into recession because they have so much of subsidies, and the tax burden has gone up so much. Anyway, we can continue the discussion subsequently. Let me cover some of the important things. Okay. So I will just show you see, because I have another exercise where I want you to apply one of them. Let me just go through this, okay? Which is creating course content. Okay. This is where AI can be useful because it can create smart content, which I have already discussed that. How can you create a smart content which can be engaging and in the same, using the same media which the child knows. So that is one thing, and it can offer personalized learning. Another thing which we have already discussed. Okay, this is all. I'm putting all the things we have already discussed, but I'm just putting it in a slide form. The problem is when I asked you, you said I will concentrate only on 5 or 6. It's because they are more promising, but it doesn't mean that other people students are not. So what happens is they may be learning it slightly slowly, or they may require re-emphasizing the same concept. With adaptive learning, it is possible, depending on how the progress happens. Obviously, I am talking here in the context of online learning. You can change the content. So when he moves from one thing to the other, he can be shown some other slides in simplified form, where somebody who is intelligent, who is able to grasp things faster, we take him faster on the learning side. So this is another thing which can be done by AI, because it will be able to automatically identify the weaknesses and how the student is behaving. So based on that, we can personalize it. Was real-time translations also. But it will take some time to reach that level, but it will come, and that's the future. At the same time, you can learn some subjects. See what happens when we have real-time online system. I get to know that a student has an interest in particular thing. I still have to complete the curriculum, but on the side, like what we see in e-commerce, this product is of interest to you. Same way we can pop up certain other subjects which this student may be interested in, and expose him slowly to those concepts while continuing with this. So the person can register for another course. So that's where it will be useful. And promoting virtual learning, which obviously we are doing in the nowadays with all this COVID. Thanks to COVID, a lot of such concepts have become now reality. So it is being done. We are teaching in group, and the students interact with each other. Automated examining is one thing, because nowadays remote exams are happening. So proctoring is being done, where we ensure that there is no impersonation. People are being identified that he is only doing it, and there is nobody on the side who is helping. So all those things can take care. If we can do automatic grading, which is a standard thing nowadays on all the examination system, you do that automatic, this optimal marking system, and customized data based feedback. So we give the feedback also, where you have performed or not performed. It is possible to give those kind of feedback, and that too personalized, because we are capturing the data and performance of each individual student. Yes.
What is this keystroke analysis?
Keystroke analysis, when you are, see, it is assuming that you are on a screen. So when you are moving your system, mouse, obviously a device, whichever kind of device it is, mouse typically they use. So from there you can capture that, or what he has typed and stuff like that. Those can be captured, which tells him how it is, like you will check the Alexia thing, the student who is not able to learn fast. So his keystroke will be different than a normal child, which can be captured. And then you can start presenting the form, things in that form. Okay. And then you can provide for this. Skill gaps, obviously you know what are your skill gaps, these are very standard things. And then you can suggest what are the recommended things and other. And tutoring chatbot, which is ChatGPT, like that girl you want. Okay, she was talking about कि आजकल तो टीचर्स के लिए कला स्टूडेंट्स को तो एग्जाम में बड़ा फायदा हो now they can use ChatGPT. But actually it is a challenge for the teachers. I was explaining to her. Because of ChatGPT, now teachers have to spend more time to ensure that they still remain relevant. Okay, instead of the child, it is now the focus is on teacher. Whereas current, what you are talking about is teachers force everything onto the student. I have only half an hour, 60 people, so I can give you devote that much time, you go and have tuition. Whereas with ChatGPT, it is teacher has to make sure that 30 minutes are relevant to everybody. Okay? So these are some of them. I think they will be sharing the slides with you.
Yes, yes.
So,
we do.
so you can read this. This is nothing. What is more important is to understand the concept and how it is practically useful to you in whatever you are trying to do. So 24/7 education administrative assistance, which you know, like I came to this place, I can ask which is the where is the administrative section, at what level it is, so you can guide me. All these kind of questions on the administrative side, what is going to be the registration process. Otherwise you keep running from one department to the other. So all those things can be streamlined. Same way on the virtual learning, there can be an assistant who can replace the teacher and answer some of the questions. Okay? So that becomes 24/7 learning. Okay, because every student is not the same. Some students, because of the exhaustion, they sleep at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever, child, I mean to say, but everybody is not like that. A lot of people are nocturnal. They study during the night only, especially researchers. Coffee, यहाँ पे होगी एक कहीं पे तो चाय की दुकान where you go always for the tea or the coffee. Okay, so it depends. But at the time also some question may come, which you may like to discuss with your teacher. How do you do it? Which is possible now through having a virtual chatbot. You may not get all the answer, but at least that thing is recorded and teacher can come back to you maybe subsequently. Okay, because one of the episodes, I'll just give you an idea. It is not important only for the education, but otherwise also. In creative work, it's always the case. There was one episode in which that Pink, Amitabh Bachchan was saying, I wanted to say no, which becomes a complete sentence. So he was practicing. In the night, 2 o'clock, he realized this is the right thing. Then he called up and then he went to the studio to record. Okay, to get that. So that happens, and that's a human tendency. It's not restricted only to education, that is normal human tendency. So we have to enable our technology to support it. And that's what all AI is all about. And then we can automate a lot of tasks like attendance, research paper, you can do all the search, which can be automated, and you are presented with all the relevant information on it, from where you can select what is needed, analyze it and present it that way, rather than spending time. When I was doing research, there was nothing like web. So I used to write to a university, they used to send me to post, I used to wait a lot of time, which is now today not needed, just do the research. But now it is too much of information. So you require searching to remove some of the irrelevant ones. So that's where again AI can help. Okay. So these are some of the things which can be used for. And these are some of the tools which you have, like ChatGPT is now in talk. So that's one of the things which can be used. Presentation translator, which I was talking about, which can translate the things and present it in the language in which you want. Okay. TensorFlow is another one which can enable your programs to run either on CPU or GPU, irrespective. You don't have to do coding in two forms, because GPU generally they will be running on C or C++ kind of thing. Where in CPU you can use multiple languages, like Python is very popular nowadays. R is more for data analytics, and Java, which is normal, available on all the cloud platforms. H2O is another open source platform which allows you to go into deep learning. So you can use the libraries provided by that to experiment and cafe. This is what my, any other question before we go to jump to this slide? Any question which you have? No? Alright, so we will start. This is typically a LMS, where we can learning management system. LMS is learning management system. Okay, indicates all the things which you take. Okay, this is the thing where AI can be used. Who would like to go first?
So for the online instructor, so we can just check with AI that which all instructors are there and from who, who's the specialized of who.
Oh, sorry, let me then put the context correctly, okay? This is a typical layout of a LMS. Okay, what we are looking for, in which section of this we can use the AI. Okay, how it can be. One, what you said is right, but that is more because instructor you cannot choose. There cannot be multiple instructors available at the same time.
No, like if you go to the apps like, Guru or even on Byju's, like there are like 4-5 options where you feel comfortable with the instructor, or maybe a method of teaching.
No, that is basically so many sessions are happening, so you can select one of the. On the fly, you cannot change that. Okay, this topic I will go to this, for that topic I will go to that. It is for one course.
Yeah, for the one course.
That's one.
Like my daughter course.
You were saying something. So yeah, that's okay. That is one of the options.
Like my daughter takes physics so it's like she knows that which instructor she is really taken, and all the sessions from that instructor.
That's what I'm saying. So, but this is one course we are talking about, and this is one of the. Yeah. So you were saying we can select the instructor.
According to the answers, we can use AI in this, so because now there's a database of so many, instructors and so many titles are there, so many topics are there. So according to based on the search string, so the AI can extract the most matched answers.
Yes. So that is one option. Other is what you were talking about. On the expert side, it will have a lot of experts associated with this, right? So when you ask a question, AI can be used to match to the right expert, so that the question go to that expert and who can then answer.
Right.
So in expert, because expert answer does not require one-to-one online interaction. With the online instructor, you have to have an immediate answer because it's a real-time interaction. So expert, what you are saying is that, and then okay, the one, because I want to give you chance to everyone.
The chat window.
Yes.
There can be set of questions, common questions which can be frequently asked. We can have AI for the answers. And if there is any specific thing asked, a teacher or a different person can be made available for that particular personalized thing.
Yes, that's why we have the FAQs. What you are saying is correct.
FAQs
So we can have relevant questions which have been asked,
commonly asked.
which can be put here, and later on,
If you still
when we use AI,
Yes.
some of the frequent questions will identify that my content is weak. Because it is the question being asked repetitively. That means now I have to improve my content. So I can change the content. So that the number of questions can reduce.
Generally on major of the apps there is FAQ section. You have a set of question and at the lower level it says was this article useful or not. So if it's not useful or needs improvement, you give the feedback and that's how they improve on it.
Yes, that is very standard thing. I'm talking one level above because we have to use AI. Now what happens, let's say you have asked FAQs. All these FAQs were asked, which is what you mentioned in the chat window, right? Question is being asked there. Now all these questions have been asked. After a week or maybe after running the 2 or 3 sessions with this content, we realize on this particular page, these kind of questions are being asked. That means the content which is being displayed is not relevant because it is actually missing out on the explanation of this. So we can improve the content. So that next time these questions will not be asked. You know, so your speed will become faster, learning becomes faster.
What kind of audience you have, it can track a set of audience that these questions are asked, so we have this kind of audience, we can get a better by the AI prompts or the data.
That's right. Okay. You wanted to say something, yes?
I did.
No. I thought I saw you. Okay, I know. Yes.
Yes, sports content. So I have to choose the language, and according to that language, that content may appear. And there can be something if words have been highlighted, kind of keywords, I should say. So when I click on that, so kind of meaning or definition can come, or it can move me to the next web page and all that. So it may appear as one page, only this content is there, but if I look closely, so it can take me to the next web pages.
Which is basically the linking and prompting.
Yes.
Because some person may get interested, so he may like to learn more.
Yes.
Typically, both of you are doing GIS research, but I'm sure, I don't know whether you are, even if you are addressing the same problem together, your thinking will be different. No, I'm just saying, because the depth, what questions will come to your mind and what questions come to your mind will be different based on your interest and your learning, whatever has happened. So maybe I'm looking at the same thing, but still I may like to know about something different, which reinforces either my learning or my thinking. Because I may be thinking ahead. When I'm reading something, my imagination may run wide, and I may like to say, okay, whether it is possible or not. Then I look at that and realize that, I can explore that further, which allows you to learn much wider concept rather than learning only A to Z and getting 99.9%.
Google has actually started doing this. Whenever I look for some definition or synonyms, or
it will start giving you the answer.
So yes, so all yes. And the beautiful part is that first it takes you to the shorter or less information. Like this is the typical meaning of the word that you're looking for. And if you click on that, then it gives you the detailed one. So that's really beautiful.
Yes, so that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's where AI can be used. And that's how you become your course content more interactive.
Because it gives connection.
Yes.
This I have read, from this I have read this, now this I have, that connection, and it gives that involvement.
Any other?
Discussion mode, I believe that people can be more interactive on AI, where like maybe 2 or 3 experts can discuss, or maybe we can discuss with them on the same problem at the same time.
Discussion board, yes. One is with the expert, which is basically through the expert answers. But discussion board can be among the student itself. They can start interacting with each other. And then this will help the AI to understand what she was talking about. What is the grasping power of that particular student? Because within the class also you must have seen, like you will know, there are separate groups which get formed. Not based on your financial, but more on the intellectual side. There are some people who start discussing a lot of other things. There will be another set of people, students who will be discussing something. So that kind of things can be captured through discussion forum. And then we can translate into adaptive learning things.
And the online help will be like any problem with the app going on and all things. We can discuss that we are having this kind of problem.
Yes.
So can you have it, at times they do it on.
Yeah, that is kind of a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the source center will be, like you can see this page, if you would like to read more about it, so there are some books or notes or some experts, stuff is there.
That is where, like Indian government is already taking that initiative of digital library. So you can actually integrate there with the digital library, and then you can explore whatever you want to do. So yes, you are right. So this is just I created a futuristic page.
Almost every option can have AI. Every option I think can have AI.
All right.
And
Anybody want
progress
to ask,
indicator
want to
would be like
contribute?
on what level you have reached now. I mean,
Further
they
levels.
must be giving an online test and all, where
Yes.
you can, or
It's already there, online testing is part of
yeah,
it.
yeah. So you can compete and
Updating
then give you
the
a progress
process
indicator.
or
Okay,
levels.
see, like I am going through a language course, which is particularly Spanish. So every week they give a test or something like that. So I do. Then they put me another step.
Yes.
Then they put me to another step like that.
Because we have been into being a follower for 200 years, so we still want to be competitive. So
Yeah.
one of the things can be through this. Oh, you are in the top 90 percentile, which
Even on
motivates me
games
to
also,
perform
sir,
even better.
You see, you do on the
So those
games
kind
also.
of things
Level.
are also there. Okay.
Even like online testing में even people, a lot of students tend to cheat, and because of AI, so basically what happens, the camera sort of captures your eye movement.
Yes.
And the person who is like taking the test gets to know about it. So these are ways.
Open examples.
Yeah.
Like that word, keyword,
Strokes.
Keystroke. that
Keystroke.
मतलब if you are searching anything,
That's
that will
something
analyze
very,
something else
something
actually is
very
going
good.
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No? Keystroke, we were there. That's what you were talking
Like,
about, the
I
relevant
as a
code.
teacher-
Because, yeah.
I,
If
as a teacher, I have already experienced with webcams, or whenever that time frame is given that in these minutes you have to write your answer or maybe type and then make PDF and send it to the teacher. I have already experienced. But when we are talking about that keystroke analysis, that is something new for me because we haven't done.
Yes. So these are some.
I at least as a school teacher, I haven't done. I don't know.
No. That is all
But
the
that's really
technology
good.
which are feasible and possible. Okay. All right.
So
thank you.
subject slides, one is that what we are missing is like AI, once you're going through a subject, when you know that okay, your preference is that subject, it will keep popping up this.
Yeah, that's what she already mentioned about the course content. Vijaya she mentioned. In the course content, it is just saying you, okay, these are the other topics
So
which
this
may be of interest to
slide,
you.
if you're keen to interest,
Yes.
then you can just again further.
Yes, and it will keep getting. It is from the adaptive learning perspective.
Also from like a student perspective, as like she mentioned, so whenever we have to like type a research paper, there's a very interesting website, it's called Novel AI, wherein we just type like a few sentences as a prompt and it generates content which is like plagiarism free. So you can just send that to your teacher.
Correct. Those are multiple tools. I don't want to tell you that. I wanted to make you think. That's why I put this page here. So because whatever concept I have talked about are applicable here. So I wanted to know, again, this is it's not artificial, it is an intelligent way of testing how much you have grasped or whatever I discussed. Okay. Because if you are able to identify this is where I can use this concept, means we are already at the next level. Alright? Thank you very much. If there is no other question, then thank you very much for your patience hearing, and I hope it was useful.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for your time. All. So if you have any question, let me, I have something that. Okay, that's my contact details.
Yes,
So you can always contact me.
Entrepreneurship and all that. I did not know there is something like entrepreneur and all that. So
No. Incubator is basically, it is a combination of incubator plus accelerator. See, now our emerging thing, there are two ways. One is acceleration, means you speed up things. If you have a concept, you will speed up. Incubator is basically slowly allowing you start at your pace, and once you want to have a kick start, we put you through the accelerator. If you take the escape velocity, you will be in the atmosphere, okay, space. If you don't succeed and you fall in the sea, Then we will take you again through incubation process.
This form 12th of last month. And this is Women Entrepreneurship Acceleration Program. This program is funded by Ministry of Education. And total 89 applications we got, out of which total 32 were selected to participate in this program. Because this done more. But the story is totally some people here are not here because of the law. So this is what the topics we have already covered. So your topic is related to the hospitality industry, and that is very good for the women entrepreneur point of view also. So if you are not having this idea, let's see that what kind of business idea you can fetch out of this discussion.
Thank you so much. So yeah, the door is closed now. Good. If someone wants to come, you can open it, please. No worries. So my name is Harish Chandra. Thank you, Dr. Arora. Thank you, IG, TUW. Okay. For me, it's little sorry. Okay. So I want to tell you something. I am here to invite some confidence in you. Okay. I'll tell you something about myself so that you know what I am, what is my expertise, and how I have changed myself over the period of time. Okay. So tell me one thing. You all are from Delhi?
Yes.
Anyone who knows something about travel, tourism, hotel, airlines, OTAs, any one of you is aware, like your relatives, your parents, your brothers, sister, anyone is working in this field? No. People do not, so do not shy, okay? I am here to clarify a lot of things. Who is good in writing? Anyone of you who is good in writing? So what I'm saying is, I'll ask you some things, okay? And it's not only about entrepreneurship into travel, tourism, hotel, airlines. I'm here to clear up all the doubts. If your doubts are clear, then you can think next step, right? So like I asked you in general, what is difference between hotel and resort? So at times you become very shy. I or whether this question is very silly. There's nothing called as silliness today. Trust me. So whatever queries you have, feel free to ask me. Clear? Okay, don't keep anything in mind. And if I am using some jargon or if you do not know that, please park it or please tell her, stop me, let her make a note of that query, or you make a note of that query and ask later. Okay, I'm your friend here, trust me. You know, my attitude when I take classes like this is to become a friend. And I believe in storytelling. You know, if I will tell you a story, then you will think that there's a movie going on and you will be interested to see that. Okay? Am I right?
Yes.
Fine. So, like I told you, my name is Harish Chandra. I'll come in center so that you all can see me easily and we get a better interaction. Now it's better, right? I can see everyone's face. Okay? Good. So, I'm from Dehradun basically. My father was in ONGC because he went at the finance and accounts. And because his job was transferable, so I did my initial studies till 3rd, 4th class till from Dehradun. And I was in Sibsagar, Assam. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th I did from Assam, Sibsagar. कुछ पढ़ा नहीं, अल्फा, मुझे चलता था वहाँ पे वो बड़ा अपर रूरल और वो भी बड़ा चैलेंज था चूड़ी था। तो ब्लैकआउट्स होते थे, ज़्यादा पढ़ाई में फोकस नहीं था। देहरादून was very different in terms of studies and Assam was very backward at that time. Then my father got transferred to Ankleshwar, Gujarat. So I did my 8th from Ankleshwar, Gujarat. Then my father decided that for 5 years he will be in Gujarat, but we came back to Dehradun. So that at least studies of 9, 10, 11, 12 are very good, are very important. And so we came back to Dehradun. Now you will ask me that why I am telling you about my personal thing. It has something. The story which I am telling you has got something for you. There is a big takeaway for you. Okay? And then you relate your story with my story. So I had a elder sister. I was in 9th, so she was in 11th. So 2-3 years difference is there. So I was very shy, very introvert. The reason was that I have 2 elder brothers. And you know, I'm talking about 1980s. Okay, 1980 means I I'm 1971 born, so I was almost 10 years old. So I was very shy, very introvert. जैसे ना कुछ पता नहीं है, जैसे घर में बहुत बेसिक टाइप का. So why I'm telling you all those things is because of whatever lifestyle I have seen. I used to have some inferiority, and I have overcome everything now. So I'm telling you all those things to my confidence. ठीक है, we will cover about travel, tourism, hotels, about my journey, so that you can also think that human brain can do anything and everything. Do not look at your clothes. Do not look into your यार उसका तो सोर्स है, he can do it. वो तो किसी को जानता है. You have to devise your own means and ways to do a better job or to become a successful entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You know how many numbers I scored in 10th, 12th? You know I'm the only Indian who is part of SENG, Hotel Technology Next Generation Chicago. I'm the only Indian. No one knows about it in India. You can check. Okay? So they select 22 board of governors. I'm the only Indian who is part of that. Okay. So I'm very good into a lot of things. I'm very poor in many things. And you all cannot be everything. Like you cannot be a good communicator, very good personality. You cannot be Usha, PT Usha. You cannot be everything. पांचों भी बराबर नहीं होती है. If one person will have all the powers like Arjun or Lord Krishna, then he will be someone else in the whole earth. भगवान ने हमको धरती पे लाया so that we all can do something. If I will have all the powers, I'll have all the money. Everyone, humans are very greedy. खाली धरती पे एक ही आदमी को पैसा नहीं चाहिए. कौन है वो? एक ही है, एक ही शख्स है. She's right. कुबेर जी. बाकी humans, greed, love, money, lot of things. We all are very greedy, right? But सबको सारी शक्तियाँ नहीं दी हैं, so that we all can try to survive the paid birth mind. Okay, this is my understanding about life.
Yes.
Okay, clear? So ये सारी बातें मैं बता रहा हूँ. It's not time pass. I'm telling you something so that you can learn from my experience. So till 9th ज़्यादा पढ़ाई नहीं, till 8th मैंने ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ा. Okay, I did my LKG, UKG, first, second, third from Montessori school, so I was very good, like थोड़ा इंग्लिश वगैरह सीख जाता हूँ. और आज के इंग्लिश आते तो people respect you more है ना. जैसे आप अगर मैथिली में या किसी और लैंग्वेज बोल रहे हैं तो people don't give you that. That's something cursed to Indian basically, given by foreigners, given by Britishers. Okay, difference create किया, divide किया. He can speak, he is better. Okay, someone who is able to wear good clothes, he is better. So जमाना showmanship हो चुका है. Somehow that's a different story altogether. So I never had good clothes, I never had good badminton, table tennis racket, good ball. एक दो पेंसिल होती थी हमारे पूरे साल भर काम चलाने के लिए. So I do not know, now things have changed, okay. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the only thing which is constant is, this is a very good line which I'm telling you. You should know it 100%. The only thing which is constant is change. Everything changes with time. आज आपका बहुत से प्रेशर्स होंगे कि सिबलिंग से कंपेयर करते हैं, रिलेटिव से कंपेयर करते हैं, कपड़ों से कंपेयर करते हैं, पैसे से, घर से, गाड़ी से. लाइफ ऐसे हुई है, बट एवरीथिंग चेंजेस, एवरीथिंग यू गेट विद टाइम. यू डू पुट लिटिल एफर्ट्स, यू डू थिंग्स लिटिल डिफरेंटली. मैं लेफ्टी हूँ, लेफ्ट हैंड से लिखता हूँ, तो आई एम लेफ्ट ब्रेनर. सो मैं तो इतना इंट्रोवर्ट था, इतना शायद अपनी क्लास में, बट आई एम एबल टू ओवरकम लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. जब तक मैं घर में था ना, तो तब तक तो बहुत प्रेशर था, कुछ नहीं कर पाया. घर से निकला ना तो मेरी जिंदगी बहुत बदल गई. ओके, अभी तक जो बोला है ना, क्लियर है आपको सब? मैं जो भी बोल रहा हूँ ऑनेस्टली बोल रहा हूँ, सो दैट यू गेन समथिंग, यू गेन समथिंग. सो 9th 10th थोड़ी पढ़ाई करी, सो आई गॉट सम 53% मार्क्स इन 10th. समहाउ 11th में मुझे साइंस मिल गया. ये था साइंस करेंगे तो अच्छा हो जाएगा, वरना तो वो लोग देखेंगे अच्छा इकोनॉमिक्स में, कॉमर्स में, उसमें क्या होगा जिंदगी में. और हमारे सबसे पुअर है कि वी कंपेयर ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स विद मार्क्स. आवर सिस्टम इज वेरी फुल.
एडमिशन फ्री मिलेगा, कोई 80% नहीं तो यू कांट टेक साइंस और कॉमर्स.
शादी भी नहीं करेगा कोई. मतलब बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस मेरे साथ हुआ. यू विल नॉट बिलीव, मैंने तो जब भी पीसीएम फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथमेटिक्स बोर्ड सब कुछ लिया था मैंने. Still, I did my hotel management. I was trying for CPMD. I was not able to qualify CPMD. Then I did hotel management. होटल मैनेजमेंट करने के बाद मैंने एज ए रूम सर्विस कैप्टन काम किया, होटल लैंडमार्क काम करूँ 6 मंथ, बट आई डोंट लाइक दैट। मॉर्निंग में 7 बजे ऑफिस पहुँचो, फिर 7 to 11, but it used to be 7 to 1, then there used to break, then again 7 in the evening, and 7 to 11 बोलते थे, रात में 2 बज जाते थे, again you sleep for 3-4 hours, तो रात में 4 घंटे सो लो, दिन में 3-4 घंटे सो लो, it was not what I expected actually from hotel industry. A lot of politics, a lot of systems, waiters are here and there, they are not, जब उनको लगता है कि वो रूम का है 205 अच्छा टिप मिलेगा तो आ रहे हैं, वरना गायब हो रहे हैं। So I have seen a different world which we have not seen, okay? So I was with Hotel Landmark Kanpur for some time, 6 months. Then I saw what advertisement of Air Sahara Airlines in 1994, that they wanted to recruit some people who have soft skills, who have done hotel management, or who know something about tourism travel. And I was the only person who got that job without JAC, to very frankly. Because I have done BSc, I have done PG diploma in tourism and travel management, hotel management, I got that job. ठीक है? My salary at that time was how much? 94 to 2200. After getting PM and other things, I used to get 2060. Then I got promotion as traffic supervisor, then duty officer, then senior duty officer. That was a time when I saw that होटल में 12-12 घंटे काम करते हैं, तब भी सारी खबर यहाँ पे 1 घंटे की फ्लाइट आती जाती है, लोग तभी पॉलिटिक्स करते हैं कि आई नॉट डू चेक इन, मेरे को रिजर्वेशन में मत रखो, मुझे पैकेज चेक इन में मत रखो। मतलब लोग, मैंने कहा कि इट्स ऑल इन माइंड, इट इज ऑल इन माइंड। अच्छा, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर फ्रॉम PCM बैकग्राउंड?
PC Biotech.
Good. Okay. Great. So, इससे पहले मैंने आपको क्या बताया था?
Like there are a lot of politics on even when we talk about airports and
Exactly.
maintenance
Exactly. So मैंने पता क्या किया? I was in Dharavi. I was in Lucknow when I started my career in Air Sahara. Okay. What I used to do is कि ये तो उनको लड़ना है, जो करना करने दो. I could learn computers. And though कंप्यूटर था, तो earlier I'm not sure if you have seen the red color tickets of airlines. पहले वो red color के जैकेट के टिकट्स आते थे, right? तो कूपन्स को फीड करना होता सिस्टम में। तो they said Harish, तुम लर्न करोगे क्या? सबने मना कर दिया। मैं कहा yes I learn. Then they taught me DOS. PC was 386, 486. Then there was no internet, so we used to enter all these coupons into a Foxpro based system called as Clipper, and we used to create a file called as SDF file. और उसको इंटरनेट से इंटरनेट नहीं था।
CC mail होता था।
Sprint RPGs, PC mail. So we used to punch all those things into system, Clipper based, DOS based, Foxpro based system, create a file, एक modem था, ट्रिंग करके जाता था लखनऊ से, एक यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा लखनऊ में, सब जगह से लखनऊ से मेल्स आएंगी, वहाँ जमा हो जाएंगी, फिर वहाँ से वो टेलीफोन लाइन से कनेक्ट करेगा दिल्ली में, फिर सारी मेल्स एक साथ जाएंगी, तो 1-1 घंटे में ऐसे मेल्स जाते हैं। इट वाज नॉट इंस्टेंट कि यहाँ मैसेज भेजा वहाँ चले गए। ओके, सो what I'm saying is I did something differently. The takeaway for you is do something when you are getting opportunity. अगर आप बायोलॉजी के भी आपको बोलते हैं ना कॉमर्स में ना अकाउंटिंग का पैकेज सीख लो, कोई मना होता है, लोग बोलेंगे नहीं वो तो ये तो फ्रंट ऑफिस वाले हैं, उनका ज़्यादा वैल्यू है, फिर ये आ गया फिर FMP वाले, फिर आ गया बैक ऑफिस वाले, मैं क्यों सीखूँ बैक ऑफिस? मैंने कहा अपॉर्चुनिटी एक बार मेरे साथ ऐसा मैंने मना कर दिया था, मैं नहीं सीखूंगा। Still I regret, I'm telling you from my mistakes or something. Then someone said मैं बसकट में था एक बार, और वहाँ पे ना विश्लेषण के लिए जाना है, हरी बस से चले जाओ, मैंने मना कर दिया क्योंकि we used to go by flight everywhere. I have not seen a place. So a lot of times we create some ego between ourselves that I will not do this. Do not keep any ego with yourself. मैं ज्ञान नहीं दे रहा हूँ, अपनी जो पीरियड्स हैं उनसे बताता हूँ। Okay, so the first thing is, I was a hotel graduate, PG diploma in tourism and travel management. From hotel I changed to airlines. Because in 1992, Indian government announced something called as Open Sky Policy. Before 1992, it was only Indian Airlines or Air India. After 1992, many private airlines came, like Damania, East West Airlines. SpiceJet अभी आई है। उस समय जो थी डमानिया, ईस्ट वेस्ट, मोदी लुफ्ट, एयर सहारा, जेट एयरवेज नहीं, वो अभी भी शुरू हो जाएगा। तो ये सब एयरलाइंस के को प्राइवेट तो समय अपॉर्चुनिटी थी, तो आई गुड पॉइंट फॉर मी वाज दैट आई चेंज फ्रॉम होटल टू एयरलाइंस, एंड सेकंडली आई लर्न समथिंग अबाउट टेक्नोलॉजी जो बहुत ही नेसेंट स्टेज पे थी पर उसमें वो बेस्ट थी, ठीक है। आई गॉट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू लर्न अबाउट वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट, मैंने कहा नहीं कर पाऊंगा मैं, मतलब मैं तो नहीं कर सकता। सो आई हैव क्रिएटेड लॉट ऑफ हर्डल्स इन माय माइंड कि ही इज बेटर, शी कैन डू इट, आई कैन नॉट डू इट। Someone said, "Why did you apply for a position of person in Air India? Person, flight attendant." I said, "नहीं, मेरी personality अच्छी नहीं, I'm not so smart, I'm not so handsome." So I have created a lot of hurdles in my mind. So अब जैसे मैं अपने को सोचता हूँ वैसे बन जाता हूँ।
Yes, exactly. It's all in the mind. But you have to convince yourself that only you will be able to convince others.
Exactly. So मैंने अभी तक जो बोला आपको वो कोर्स से थोड़ा सा रिलेटेड है, बट मैं आपको कुछ और चीजें बताना चाह रहा हूँ। मुझे नहीं मालूम कि आपको बाकी लोगों ने क्या बताया क्या नहीं बताया। बेटर देन वेरी शार्प टू टेल यू समथिंग अबाउट स्टार्टअप एक्सेलेरेटर्स, बिजनेस सम इंक्यूबेटर्स, एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स, मैं वो कुछ बाद में दूंगा आपको। अभी मैं आपको मेरे बेस पे लाऊंगा, आपका बेस फाउंडेशन जो स्ट्रॉन्गर है। व्हेन यू फील दैट आई एम फ्रेंड टू यू, दैट आई एम हियर टू गिव यू समथिंग वेरी ऑनेस्टली, then only you will absorb something from me, right?
Yes.
You know how much numbers I scored in 12th in mathematics? Guess करो, who can guess करो? जो आपसे स्टार्ट करता हूँ, say any number.
82.
90.
12th mathematics.
I don't have maths.
I know, मैंने कितना स्कोर किया होगा? So today you are looking at me, okay? Today you are looking at me, at my confidence, the way I am trying to tell you something from heart, okay? So आपको क्या लगता है मैंने 12th में कितने नंबर स्कोर किए होंगे?
Percentage or like maths?
Only in mathematics.
Average score.
How much?
60, 70.
50, around 50. I think 40.
33. Passion.
How much?
33.
On dot. Exactly.
I said 30.
अच्छा, good. मैं पास कर देता हूँ। पेपर वाज वेरी टफ। मेरे को तो 60 तो आ ही जाएंगे। पेपर वाज वेरी टफ। हम क्या करते थे 10 साल के सारे पुराने ना पेपर सारे के क्वेश्चन कर लेते थे। उन्हीं में से आते हैं। और मेरा पता क्या था, मैं सोचा था मैथमेटिक्स से डरता हूँ, अभी भी डरता था। तो मैं बहुत ही प्रोफेशन से करता हूँ। मैं बोलते तुम ऐसे डरते हो, कितने प्रोफेशन करते हो? मतलब मुझे मालूम है कि यहाँ इंटरेस्ट बैंक पर रखेंगे कितना आएगा एफडी में, शेयर्स में। सो आई एम वेरी गुड टू ऑल दोस थिंग्स इन एक्सेल एंड माइंड, जो लेडीज नहीं कर सकती हैं, चाहे वो 100 भी आए उनके। तो मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं इनके 100 में रहे हैं, वो कुछ मेरे से पीछे जिनमें आज के। So it is all in your mind that you think that you scored 50, you cannot learn coding. वो हमको जमाने ने बताया कि आप कर सकते हो, अब तो you are loser, आपका आईडी में नहीं लूजर हो। हमारे यहाँ क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन इतनी ज्यादा है इंडिया की, सो हमको बस एक अलग ही दुनिया में रहना होता है। ओके, so I don't know if there is a take away from you or not, but I am telling you that I scored 33 numbers in mathematics and 77 in biology. Overall, I scored first division. That's a different story altogether. CPMP की तैयारी करी, नहीं हो पाया। Then I did my hotel management. Then I did my BSc chemistry, botany, and zoology. Then I did PG diploma in tourism and travel. And then I learned technology. Clear?
आपको इंटरेस्ट था किसी में?
ऐसा कि कुछ था ही नहीं करने का। हमारे टाइम में ऑप्शंस नहीं होते थे। हमारे टाइम पे तो क्लर्क बन जाओ, रेलवे में अप्लाई कर दो, या रेवेन्यू एसडीपी बन जाओ गवर्नमेंट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में, या कुछ और काम कर ले दोनों का पैसा मिल जाए। दिस वाज अ मेंटलिटी। आई विल नॉट, आई एम नॉट हियर टू हाइड एनीथिंग। अभी भी होता है, अच्छा गवर्नमेंट जॉब में रखा है, 20,000 सैलरी तो 20,000 तो उसे मिलते ही होंगे। ओके, सो थिंग्स आर चेंजिंग, लॉट ऑफ डिजिटाइजेशन इज हैपनिंग। कहीं पर करप्शन कभी भी है, कहीं बहुत जगह निकल भी गया और निकल जाएगा हल्के हल्के। नहीं भी निकलेगा तो करप्शन पार्ट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट लॉस इन सम वे एज ऑफ नाउ। ओके, सो अभी तक क्लियर है आपको सब?
So bas ek line.
Please.
Shakuntala is one of the most very finest mathematicians. So please don't be sexist.
Don't be?
Sexist that women don't try mathematics.
नहीं, मैं उसकी बात, मैं तो मिला हूँ शकुंतला देवी से मिला हूँ। मैंने उसको अपना हाथ दिखाया, मैंने अपनी डेट ऑफ बर्थ दी है। आई एम टेलिंग यू।
आप बोला ना लेडी पैसिव
मेरी वाइफ
लेडी वाला मोस्ट फर्स्ट मैथमेटिशियन जो घर चलाना जानती है कि इतना राशन इतने में चल रहा
चलिए,
है।
दैट्स तो मैंने ऐसे आपको बोल दिया, नॉट ट्राइंग टू से एनीथिंग अबाउट मेल फीमेल्स। तो हमने डिवाइड किया यहाँ पे हिंदू, मुस्लिम, क्रिश्चियन, ईसाई, मेल, फीमेल, लड़की चौका चूल्हा करेगी। तो हमने ही सब कुछ सिस्टम बनाए हैं। और जो चौका चूल्हा की बात है उसके बहुत सारे रीजंस भी हैं कि इंडिया में क्या क्या हुआ, क्या क्या हुआ। तो सेफ्टी पर्पज से गर्ल्स के लिए ऐसा किया, जो शादी नाइट में होती हैं वो जो कि लोगों को मालूम ना पड़े। तो बहुत सारे रीजंस हैं। जो भी कुछ आज हम देख रहे हैं ना, इसका कोई ना कोई रीजन रहा है हमारे को सर्वाइवल. इट्स नॉट अबाउट सर्वाइवल. हाउ डू वी सर्वाइव ऑन दिस अर्थ विद सम रेस्पेक्ट. ओके, so that's not our idea. So someone was asking me Shakuntala Devi. Okay, so in 2003 I was in Mumbai. मैंने पेपर में देखा शकुंतला देवी in Mumbai, and if you want to meet with her, you have to pay some 5,000 rupees, or अगर if you are taking some advice extra, you have to pay some amount, whatever. Okay, उसमें तो करीब 2,000 rupees something लिखा था. मैं गया मिलने, मैं मिला, मैं सो बोल रहा हूँ अच्छा सर. She was like जो फोटो में दिखाई थी ना, she was very old actually. फोटो में तो यंग रखी हुई उसने फोटो. It was very interesting. She said, अच्छा सर आपकी 3 क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं. मैंने बोला अच्छा कैरियर कैसा रहेगा, पैसा कितना आएगा, घर कब होगा, कुछ. अच्छा सर सॉरी सर सोचिए. मैं बोला नहीं सर मैडम प्लीज सर मत बोलिए. लेट्स नॉट दिस टाइम. शी गॉट बॉयल्ड वाले. उसको खाली पैसा कमाना था. शी इज नो मोर ऑन अर्थ. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी ऑलटुगेदर. उसको ये था कि यहाँ पे 1,000 लोग आ जाएंगे, सबको 2 मिनट टाइम देना है. वेरी कैलकुलेटिव और जल्दी बस पैसे चाहिए, पैसे. ओके, और उसको इतना टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना है. मतलब मैं उस समय मुझे बुरा लगा बिकॉज आई वाज यंग, आई वाज हैविंग लॉट ऑफ इमोशंस फॉर समवन हु इज सो गुड. बट उसको बाद में किया. अब इतने साल बाद सोचता हूँ उसके बारे में कि शी इज नो मोर. मुझे लगता है कि वो उसको ये था बस जल्दी से काम करना है, बट शी वांटेड टू गिव गुड एडवाइस. शी वाज नॉट ट्राइंग टू गिव रॉन्ग एडवाइस. तो शी वाज वेरी गुड इन न्यूमरोलॉजी. उसने मेरे डेट पर पूछा, उसने मुझे जो बताया उसकी वजह से मुझे 1 साल तक बॉम्बे में घर मिल गया. आई एम टेलिंग यू, जब मेरे पास 2 लाख रुपए थे तो मैंने बॉम्बे में 32 लाख का घर खरीद लिया था. उसने मुझे बोला कि बिकॉज ऑफ योर राशि, योर राहु एंड केतु आर पुअर, यू चैंट ओम श्री राहु नमः ओम श्री केतु नमः 108 टाइम्स एवरी डे. उस वक्त मेरी जिंदगी बदल गई. नहीं बताऊँ, मेरे पास बॉम्बे में घर आया, बॉम्बे का घर लिया मैंने 32 लाख का. मतलब मेरे पास 2 लाख थे. बैंक से 1 महीने के अंदर, सॉरी 1 हफ्ते के अंदर 20 लाख का लोन ले लिया. मेरे पेरेंट्स ने 10 लाख दे दिया कहीं से. एकदम से घर अपने पास आ गया. और मेरे को आई एम फ्रॉम देहरादून, सो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने सोचा कि आई विल सेटल डाउन टू देहरादून. जब मतलब बॉम्बे में सेटल होगा, बॉम्बे में ले लिया. बट 2 साल में वहाँ से छोड़ के 2010 में उसको भेज दिया. 86 लाख से बॉम्बे में ले लिया मैंने 1 करोड़ का. सो एवरीथिंग चेंज्ड. So some things really make a lot of difference also because you don't know Shakuntala Devi, so I told you this story. Okay, clear? So are we clear what we are doing?
Yes.
So लोगों ने आपको बहुत बड़ी बात बताई कि कोई अपनी बैकग्राउंड में अपनी चीजें नहीं बताएगा कि वो कहाँ से स्ट्रगल किए, उसको क्या मिला है. I've been to Japan, I've been to US, I've been to 3 times to Paris, Thailand 3 times to Singapore, 3 times to China. ओमान, बहरीन, कतर, ये तो बहुत घूमा हूँ मैं. एक बार श्रीलंका गया हूँ, 3 बार अफ्रीका गया हूँ. ओके, सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैपन विद टाइम. ओके, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स विल चेंज विद टाइम, बट यू हैव टू डू समथिंग वेरी डिफरेंटली. आर यू एबल टू रिलेट समथिंग और ये टाइम पास है? क्योंकि आई कैन टेल यू लॉट थिंग्स अबाउट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, बिग डाटा, अबाउट मेटावर्स, अबाउट हाई-टेक टचलेस इन होटल्स, अबाउट क्लाउड किचन. और वो सब बता के ना आपका माइंड हाँ ये भी करता हूँ, ये भी करता हूँ, ये भी. पर पहले आपको बेस चाहिए कि व्हाट यू शुड डू डिफरेंटली. मैं पता है क्या डिफरेंटली करता था आपको बताऊँ. जबकि मेरे को कैंपस में कहीं सिलेक्शन नहीं हुआ मेरा, पर मेरे को था मैं कुछ और ही करूँगा. मैंने कैंपस खत्म करने के बाद भी, अपना होटल के बाद भी, 6 महीने के बाद घर भी रहा. फिर मैंने कुछ शुरू किया जॉब. ओके, आई यूज्ड टू कट ऑल द कटिंग्स, पेस्टेड ऑन इंडिया टुडे मैगजीन्स में. उनको कटिंग को देखता था कि रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है जॉब में. इफ यू वांट टू बिकम फ्रंट ऑफिस असिस्टेंट, व्हाट यू शुड डू, what you should do, what personality you should have. You should have good communication. मेरी नहीं थी पहले, कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था, एक लाइन नहीं बोल पाता था इंग्लिश की. ओके, सो वो सारी की सारी कटिंग्स को मैंने कट करके रखा था. जितनी भी ट्रैवल टूरिज्म होटल्स की न्यूज़ आती थी इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में, उनको कट कर रखा था. मेरी जो मार्केट नॉलेज थी, हाउ मेनी फॉरेन टूरिस्ट हैव कम इन इंडिया, मैक्सिमम टूरिस्ट आर कमिंग फ्रॉम व्हिच प्लेस, व्हाट आर द बोटलनेक्स इन प्रमोशन ऑफ टूरिज्म एंड होटल रिट्रीट, सारी बहुत ज़्यादा शार्प हो गई विद टाइम. मैंने कुछ डिफरेंट किया. ओके, आप लोग कोई भी, whether you are in textile, whether you are in hotels, whether you are into IT, whether you are into anything else, आप जितना रीड करोगे और अपनी इंडस्ट्री की इंफॉर्मेशन को लिखते रहोगे अपने पास, उसी से आपके पास सारे आंसर्स लाइफ के आ जाएंगे कि हाउ टू मेक मोर मनी, हाउ टू प्रोग्रेस. आई थिंक वी आर हियर so that you all can become good entrepreneur. First, if you are not able to become good entrepreneur, you should get good job or you should rise in your career. That's why you are here. Am I right or wrong? अगर आपने अपनी domain knowledge, vertical knowledge, you know what is vertical? What is vertical? अच्छा, what is vertical? Tell me. Great. Now, in terms of industries, what is the vertical? बहुत सारी industries हैं.
So vertical industry in our is like right from young making to government fact. So vertical which is everything under one roof.
Okay, good. यहाँ पे वो है क्या? Writing board या नहीं? I'm telling something. Please hear me out. This is something very few people know. When we break complete industry, we say IT, ITS. We particularly एक हो गया FMCG. That's a separate vertical. Government and education, healthcare and pharma, travel, tourism, hotels, energy and oil. These are the major verticals. Clear? तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. When you are giving an interview, to impress someone, you have to say something. ये इंटरव्यू खाली जॉब्स के लिए है, ये इंटरव्यू है आपका एंजल इन्वेस्टर से पैसा लेने के लिए भी. So I'm taking you both, I'm putting you to both the boats. एक बोट है जॉब्स की, एक है कैरियर में आगे ग्रो करके बैंक से पैसा लेना है, किसी से पैसा भी लेना है, आपको ग्रो करना है, पैसा चाहिए. Without funds you cannot really make it big, right? So there are various verticals. Now I do not know you fall under which vertical. So you think of yourself that whatever passion you have, whatever knowledge से passion आएगा, passion से knowledge आएगी, passion से knowledge आएगी ना. आपको passion है कि I want to become very good cricketer, passion है, तो उसी से पैसा बनाना. Whether you want to play billiards, whether you want to do wrestling, whether you want to play badminton, clear? So हम लोग कहाँ पढ़ते हैं इससे पहले? Rewind करते हैं. Verticals. So you should know that you are in which vertical. BFSI. What is the meaning of BFSI? मैंने बोला था, किसी ने पूछा नहीं, पता भी नहीं है. Banking, finance, service, insurance. Clear? जितने भी बैंक्स हैं, जो भी लोन देते हैं, इंश्योरेंस, banking, finance, service, insurance is the biggest vertical, which is giving jobs. आपको इससे बातें किसी ने बताई है? मैं आपको जो बता रहा हूँ ना, मैं पीपीटी बना के लाता हूँ, इतना कुछ दिखाता, आप इंप्रेस होते, टेक अवे बहुत करो. I want to really learn something from my experience, my mistakes. Okay? So BFSI. Second is IT, ITS. What is ITES? IT तो पता है, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. Sorry, all wrong. Okay. IT is information technology. ITES is IT enabled services. Wipro, Infosys, TCS, Mindtree, FTS Mind, Accenture, Cognizant. They all fall under ITS. They all provide IT enabled services. Clear? So you should know that what is the vertical. कल को आपको बोलेगा ना बीच में, जब आप किसी when someone is giving you money, he will say, what do you know about ITS? आपको पता ही नहीं है. मैं आज आपको बता रहा हूँ, जो मैं चीज बोल रहा हूँ, गूगल करना अपने आप. These are the basics. Then what is tri-age? Tri-age. First was BFSI. Are you clear? Banking, finance, service, insurance. Right? Second, IT, ITS. Third, tri-age. Pharma, healthcare, hospitals. Pharma, medicine, hospitals. This comes under a vertical of tri-age. आप अगर tri-age याद नहीं कर सकते, pharma, medicine, hospitals. Clear? मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? You all will find that you all are coming under one category, and you should know कि BFSI में ज़्यादा राइज हो रहा है या ITS पे ज़्यादा राइज हो रहा है, या थर्ड क्या होगा था? ट्राइएज, फोर्थ FMCG. What is FMCG?
Food related products.
उनको आप मतलब इन जनरल बताओ. What you are saying is right, but what is the actual meaning in English?
Fast moving consumer goods.
100%. Fast moving consumer goods. Dettol, shampoo,
The daily essentials.
डेली एसेंशियल्स, लेज का पैकेट, पार्ले जी, मतलब वो बहुत बड़ा है. मतलब मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा, उसमें दादा बाबा रामदेव भी आ गया शायद. ओके. GSK, Horlicks, Boost, Salt, ये सब सारे फास्ट मूविंग. So now you should know when you are giving interview, then you have to say, I'm very passionate about FMCG industry because everyone needs FMCG on a daily basis. So once you will know, automatically your tone, language will change. Clear? कितने verticals होगा हमारे? 4. Then energy and oil. Energy and oil पता ही आपको, whether it's fossil fuel or whether it is your solar fuel, whether it is your through dams, energy तो बनी रही है ना? Okay? Then मैंने एक और बताई थी अभी आपको बहुत, जिससे मैं हूँ बताइए. अच्छा, you know the right word is TTH. TTH.
Visit travel hospital.
100%.
Hospitality management.
TTH, travel tourism hospitality.
फिर एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट आया इको टूरिज्म.
How do you classify industries? How do you break down different industries? Then you should will know that अगर आप compare करो ना, you know what is industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0? This is very good thing you should know. And people ask you if you want to create a pitch to someone for investment or for job. Industry 1.0, storage. मुझे तो वन देखना गूगल पे, मैं कुछ गलत बता रहा हूँ उसमें. एग्जाम्पल मैं स्टेट कर रहा हूँ. स्टोनेज याद है, पत्थर से लड़ाई करते थे, राइट? इंडस्ट्री 2 जो इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन हुआ, मैकेनिकल. इंडस्ट्री 3 जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स. इंडस्ट्री 4 जो IT चिप. आज के डेट में सब कुछ मोबाइल कम्युनिकेशन. हम इंडस्ट्री 4 में, इंडस्ट्री 4.0 में. तो यू शुड नो अबाउट डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री वर्जन्स इफ यू आर अ एंटरप्रेन्योर. वी आर इनटू व्हिच इंडस्ट्री और आगे कौन सी आएगी. What are the different age groups? X, Y. Age groups. अगर आपको age groups में मालूम है तो पता होना चाहिए. Age groups. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. ये दुनिया है स्मैक की. SMAC. कौन बताएगा स्मैक का मतलब? AC. Social media, analytics and cloud. SMAC. पता है ये वर्ड्स आपको यूज करने हैं पिच देने के लिए कि आई एम वेरी पैशनेट अबाउट स्मैक. सोशल मीडिया, एनालिटिक्स एंड क्लाउड. सोशल मीडिया, अगर आपको सोशल मीडिया के बारे में नहीं मालूम है तो आपको बंदे हायर करने पड़ेंगे. और आप सबकी एज ऐसी है कि आप इजीली सोशल मीडिया के बारे में सीख सकते हो. व्हाट इज SEO? वेरी गुड. उसका फायदा क्या है सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन का? 100%. अगर गूगल में नीचे 10 पेज दिखाता है तो लोग पहला पेज देख के सेकंड पे जाते भी नहीं है, टाइम नहीं है किसी के पास. अगर आपका पेज ऊपर नहीं आ रहा है तो सामान कितना भी अच्छा हो, कितना भी सस्ता हो, कोई खरीदेगा नहीं. सो इट इज ऑल. कितने लोग मुझे खुद लगता है कि ये तो बहुत गलत चीज है. इफ यू आर एक्सपर्ट देन यू आर एबल टू सेलिंग, बट दैट्स ऑल लाइफ इज.
बट दैट इज द कंपटीशन ना. आप ये ऐसे समझना, कंपटीशन में रहना है, आपको कम्पीट करना है, यू हैव टू डू समथिंग सो दैट यू कैन बी ऑन टॉप.
पहले it used to be search based. जितनी टॉप सर्च आ रही है, अगर वो ज़्यादा आ रहा है सर्च में तो वो टॉप पे होगा. अब it is all monetary based. Who pays more?
आपका आंसर पता है क्या है? There's something called as organic search, there's something called as inorganic search. जो टॉप में आ रहा है वो तो उस पे आ रहा है. तो आपने मुझे बोला ना कि जो ज़्यादा कीवर्ड्स बेस्ड,
कीवर्ड बेस्ड
कीवर्ड बेस्ड जो आ रहे हैं ऑर्गेनिक को आ रहे हैं, बट आपने जो बोला ना वो इनऑर्गेनिक है। व्हाट इज इनऑर्गेनिक?
The paid basis.
100%। आपका ये पेज देखें ना,
जो स्पॉन्सर्ड है ऊपर आता
हाँ,
है,
that is paid. वो पैसा दे रहे हैं तो
हाँ।
obviously आएगी।
नहीं
इस
सर्च
पेज
कर
में
लेना ना,
टॉप में आ रहा है ना, टॉप में
वो भी पेड वाले होते हैं, वो पेड वाला लिंक ऊपर दिखाएगा, कोई ऐड
हाँ,
अगर
तो paid है ना, वो पैसा भी है ना।
पैसा
तो
भी।
पहले कैसे आता फोन पे सर्च करते हुए।
तो सबसे ऊपर आ रही है ना, सपोज वो सब पेड है, एग्जांपल। नीचे जो है वो ऑर्गेनिक आ रहा है,
हाँ।
या साइड में बार है गूगल एडवर्ड्स,
Yes.
गूगल एडवर्ड्स।
हाँ।
दिस वर्ल्ड इज फुल ऑफ गूगल एडवर्ड्स। आपने गूगल को एडवर्टाइजमेंट दिया है तो आपका साइड में आ रहा है। देयर समथिंग कॉल्ड एज टारगेट मार्केटिंग। मैंने एक शूज खरीदा था ऑनलाइन, गलती से था फूड स्टोर, FUSTO। मुझे अच्छा लगा था, स्लिप ऑन शूज था। आज तक मैं जब भी गूगल में जाता हूँ ना, किसी भी वेबसाइट में जाता हूँ, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में जाता हूँ, तो शूज का ही एडवर्टाइजमेंट आता रहता है।
एक
तो-
बार से आप सर्च कर दो गलती से कभी तो वही आता है।
हर ऐप पे वो फॉलो करेगा।
उसको निकालने का बहुत इजी तरीका है। आप अपने ब्राउजर में जाओ, हिस्ट्री पूरी डिलीट कर दो, डिलीट ऑल द कुकीज, डिलीट ऑल द हिस्ट्री, एवरीथिंग विल गो आउट। यू नो व्हाट इज कुकी? कुकी स्टोर्स ऑल द इंफॉर्मेशन कि आप आज कौन सी वेबसाइट में गए, आज आप गोवा में होटल सर्च कर रहे थे, तो एवरीथिंग रिलेटेड टू गोवा विल कम। आप अपना जीमेल खोलिए, वहां भी साइट में एडवर्टाइजमेंट आएगा, ऊपर लिखा होगा ईमेल, 2 मेल आपके फ्रेंड्स के ऊपर आ रखा है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट ईमेल, फ्लाइट्स, चीप फ्लाइट टू गोवा, पब्स इन गोवा, बीचेस इन गोवा, सब कुछ वही आएगा। क्लियर? सो दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ टारगेट मार्केटिंग। मैं आपको ये बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि आपने जितना भी सीखा है, जिस भी वर्टिकल में जाएंगे, यू शुड नो समथिंग अबाउट सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन। बेसिक्स सीख लो, आपको कोई नहीं बताएगा। सब सोच रहे होंगे कि हरीश चंद्रा को बहुत कुछ आता है। मैं जो सीखता हूँ ना, कितनी बार खुद जाके यूट्यूब में सीखता हूँ कि कैसे क्या होता है। यूट्यूब इज द बेस्ट सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज विच वी नेवर यूज। हम हमारे पास व्हाट्सएप पे इतने वीडियोस रिलीज आते हैं, वहीं अपना टाइम खराब कर देते हैं। हमको अपनी लर्निंग पे टाइम लगाना है। डेली मेक श्योर दैट यू सी सम यूजफुल वीडियोस so that your knowledge, power, intellectual abilities increase and you are different than others. अगर एक IT का बंदा भी आपके सामने आ गया ना, जो SEO का ज्ञान दे रहा है, तो you should say कि बॉस ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं क्या? इनऑर्गेनिक ऑर्गेनिक भी कर सकते हैं क्या? और वो इफेक्ट है। आजकल टाइम नहीं किसी के पास। अच्छे से डॉक्टर के पास भी टाइम नहीं है। जैसे मानो पेशेंट ए का क्या क्या बीमारी है, इसमें शुगर है, डायबिटीज है, बीपी रहता है, क्या रहता है। Everyone is so busy. What is used whether he's from IT, is not able to gel exactly with your problems, or he does not have report of what you know. So are you able to understand something what I'm saying? You all can do things better. अगर आप किसी को हायर भी करो कंपनी को SEO के लिए अपनी वेबसाइट को ऊपर लाने के लिए, अगर आपको बेसिक में मालूम है तो आपको वो 1 रुपए की चीज के 40 रुपए ले लेगा। Okay, clear? So is it boring or am I correct? Now I am giving you break for 2 minutes. Close your eyes, and close your eyes. After that, just think. No, why I told you is, अपने कान को करना। अब आपको मैं 2 मिनट कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा। आप सोचो आपके पास कौन कौन से क्वेश्चंस हैं related to travel, tourism, hotel, airlines, how to get a good job, how to become entrepreneur. I'll give you all the answers. I'll tell you some techniques which no one will tell you, जो आपने कभी सीखी नहीं है. You have 2 minutes now. जिंदगी में राइट कुछ सीखना चाहता हूँ मेरे जैसे एक्सपर्ट के साथ, तो जो भी क्वेरीज हैं आपकी, आप मेरे से ओपनली पूछिए. फील फ्री टू आस्क मी व्हाट यू वांट टू अचीव फ्रॉम दिस सेशन और फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस. My background is in technology. I work in hotels. Currently, I work from our airlines office in Gurgaon. Please.
So I can do yes, hotel is a really good opportunity for being manufacturer. I can go for uniforms, upholstery, decor. So how to get it?
Okay. So what's your name? Okay. So रसना मैडम का क्वेश्चन है कि शी इज फ्रॉम टेक्सटाइल और होटल इंडस्ट्री में टेक्सटाइल का क्या स्कोप है? इन होटल्स द स्कोप ऑफ टेक्सटाइल इज इनटू linen supply. The company which supplies maximum linen in hotels is Trident from Ludhiana. ठीक है? जो आपकी
Are you talking about whole India?
When you say linen, it's like
the bed sheet,
Bed sheets.
just the bed sheets.
the towels,
Bed sheet towels.
do it.
From somewhere in Panipat.
वो बहुत सारी कंपनीज हैं जो अच्छी क्वालिटी का फाइबर आता है ना, वो जनरली ट्राइडेंट के लोग देते हैं. मैंने टावर्स में देखे ना, होटल्स में ट्राइडेंट के देखे. Okay, so there may be many companies. We are not here to talk about companies. So I'm coming to that. Second is your uniforms. So there is a company called as Awesome. Okay, I can, if you want details of companies who are into this. Okay, मेरे पास सारे के सारे vendors की list है.
Couple of years back, I had done a job work for this guy called Thakur and Jacobs and Thakur's. I made a lot of bathrobes for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a typical design on the neckline and a logo on the pocket. I did for the IT sales actually.
Good.
Yeah, so
Very good. So your dot into what your question is very relevant and I will tell you. यहाँ पर बोर्ड नहीं है, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कुछ. ओके. सबसे पहले तो there is something called as
board.
अगर पॉसिबल है, अगर राइटिंग बोर्ड है मार्कर पेन के साथ तो इजी हो जाएगा. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज HPMF. ओके, आई एम गिविंग द प्रैक्टिकल आंसर्स. HPMF, होटल परचेज मैनेजर फोरम. ओके, आप गूगल करोगे आपको मिल जाएगा. नाउ व्हाट इज होटल परचेज मैनेजर फोरम? एंड यू नो यू हैव आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन, यू वांट टू डू बिजनेस.
I'm actually already doing exports and now I want to explore in India market.
Okay, very good. So I can become your guide in this if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now
And there's a lot of things, not only like I'm talking about curtains and linens.
I'm coming to that.
Shit covers and all that.
I'm giving you answer. The answer is Hotel Purchase Managers Forum is an association of hotel purchase managers. Okay. उनकी वेबसाइट्स हैं, उनकी इवेंट्स होती हैं. अगर आप उनकी इवेंट्स में जाना चाहते हैं तो मैं आपको बता दूंगा, नंबर दे दूंगा उनके प्रेसिडेंट का, सेक्रेटरी का, सबका. दिस इज वन. लॉट ऑफ थिंग इज चीट. व्हाट इज चीट हियर? आई कैन गिव यू डेटाबेस ऑफ होटल परचेज मैनेजर फोरम. मोबाइल नंबर, ईमेल ऑफ परचेज पीपल. मतलब यू नो आई शुड नॉट यूज दैट वर्ड चीट. आई एम वेरी सॉरी फॉर दैट, बट आई एम सेइंग अ सॉल्यूशन. ओके, बट आई एम हियर टू हेल्प यू. मेरा आइडिया फ्रॉम हर इज टू हेल्प यू आउट. Right? So database is very crucial. Database is the most important thing in your life. Make a note, please. आपको पता है मेरे पास कौन सा database पड़ा है? आपको बताऊंगा तो आप बिल्कुल दंग रह जाओगे. गुड़गांव में जितने भी हाई एंड सोसाइटीज हैं, उनके ओनर्स, उसमें एक का नाम लिखा था अनिल अंबानी, एक का नाम लिखा था वो जो है ना आपका जो मोहम्मद कैफ क्रिकेटर. ओके, एक में नाम लिखा था वो नहीं साउंड सिस्टम, ये जो आपका आता है इंटरनेट डोंगल्स आते थे पहले. कौन सी कंपनी के थे वो? टाटा के फोटो थे. एक और भी कंपनी थी जो बहुत फास्ट बेचती थी. साउंड सिस्टम नहीं, हाँ ग्लेज, एग्जैक्टली वो MTS. उसके मालिक का नंबर मुझको उस डेटाबेस में मिल गया. कैसे मिला आपको बताता हूँ मैं. तो यू नो आई हैव अ नेटवर्क ऑफ सम पीपल. मैंने जस्ट वन सेकंड वो रजिस्टर हो रखी है. यहाँ पे सोचो बहुत सिंपल है. MCG म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन गुड़गांव.
वो तो मैंडेट है, ऐसे तो नहीं करता.
मैं आपको ट्रिक्स बताऊँ. मैंडेट तो है. यू नो हाउ टू गेट द डेटाबेस फॉर 2 लाख रुपीस. वो मेरे से पढ़ाओ. मतलब सी जो आपको देखते हो ना शार्क टैंक, See, people are very nice. Oh, I'll help you, I'll guide you. But they all know all these things only. कि डेटाबेस कहाँ पे है, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग कैसे करनी है, बैंक से पैसा कौन देगा, वो जो बैंक है आपका कहाँ पे, ब्रिटिश आइलैंड, पता है what is British Island? There is another country, Bermuda. Many companies are registered in Bermuda. You should know. Interesting thing.
सर आप मुझे डेटाबेस का बता भी रहे हो।
हाँ जी।
मैंने शुरू किया था 2005 में। मैंने इन पर्सन मीट लिखी थी, हाई कमीशन यूरोप, हाई कमीशन यूएसए, हाई कमीशन कनाडा। मुझे लिस्ट मिली जहाँ पे एक्सपोर्ट्स के लिए गवर्नमेंट फॉर लेडीज एंड मेंस, बट इनका वो इतने सारे थे नंबर, लाइक आई ट्राई ट्रैकिंग ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 30% ऑफ देम वर फेक। वो मुझे थोड़ा सा लगा कि ये ना फेक है। फिर ऑल्सो ऑफ कोर्स हम ECGC में जाके चेक कर लेते हैं कि क्या है, कितना ऑथेंटिकेट है, हमारे पेमेंट वाइज इनका है, इंश्योरेंस बेस या नहीं है। बट ये डाटा बेस को आप ये कैसे करते हो ये इसकी इतनी ऑथेंटिसिटी है या नहीं?
ओके, HPF के आप एक इवेंट अटेंड कर लीजिए, आपको सब मालूम पड़ जाएगा। सारे एक्चुअल टोटल परचेज मैनेजर्स वहाँ आते ही हैं, ठीक है। सेकेंड, आपको पता है साटे, who knows about साटे?
वो मेरा स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी
नहीं,
फैशन
नहीं, it's related to total treasury. SATE is South Asia Travel and Tourism Expo, which started today at your Expo Center, Noida.
Yes, sir, I've seen that.
It's not in
Ask you what?
SAT
SATTE.
आज से शुरू है सर।
हाँ जी, 9 से 11, 9 है ना? 9 से 11, ओके। साटे में जनरली 500 रुपये देने पड़ेंगे आपको एंट्री लेने, पर इफ यू नो सम पीपल गो टू दैट।
सर यूजुअली क्या होता है कि मेरे पास मेरा भाई है, उसका कार्ड होता है।
हाँ तो आप देख लेना ना, but I'm just telling you in general, okay? So, is there any learning? Whatever conversation is happening is also for you, so you should also ask me 100 questions like this. एक सेकंड, let me finish it, okay? So हमारी क्वेरी थी कि डेटाबेस रॉन्ग होते हैं। She raised a query कि she got some database, 70% was fake. 70% was fake. 30% fake is nothing if you ask me. Okay, you need to have some people. किसी को अगर आप किसी लड़की को रखे आपने जो फ्रेशर है, नीडी है।
इसीलिए मैंने जो है ढूंढा कि प्रिंसिपल में मेरा 2018 में एक MOU I had hired a local person there who's Hernandez. She's my counterpart there. The positive thing is that she understands the local language. She can connect me to the people there.
So what you were supplying there? Garments. This is a factory.
It's in Noida.
How many people you have?
At present, we already cut down during the COVID, so we are about 25 in total.
What do you manufacture?
Anything which is on order, from ladies wear to men's wear to kids wear. We even did cushion covers as and when. See, basically I'm a buying agent, so whatever capacity my 25 machines does, I do it, but I do the capacities. Then I give it to the exporters, and I take my commission.
ठीक है, good. Now you want to do something hotels?
Yeah.
I'll guide you. So first is HPM, then this, you know, lean management dealing. लीन मैनेजमेंट डीलिंग में जो उनका डायरेक्टर परचेज है, उसका नंबर नाम मैं दे दूंगा आपको। उसने एक अलग कंपनी बना रखी है विच इज इन कंपटीशन विद HPM। उसने किया है कुछ प्रोफेशनल परचेज मैनेजर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, PPFI something, okay? So there are two organizations like BJP Congress, you know what I'm saying? So there is something called as HPMF and PPFI. तो मैंने आपको टच पॉइंट दे दिए, मैं आपको कॉन्टेक्ट दे दूंगा, सब कुछ दे दूंगा। आप उनसे टच बेस करके, आप डेटाबेस की बात कर रहे थे ना, आपको मैंने किसी बताई नहीं है, मेरी एक्सपर्टीज। इंडिया में ओयो कौन ओन करता है, नाम बताएगा कोई? ओयो होटल्स। अग्रवाल इज गुड, पारस में रितेश अग्रवाल। टाइम इज कम, मैं कुछ भी नहीं जा रहा हूँ, पर नहीं है हमारे पास, मैं बड़ा प्रोफेशनल लोगों को बताने के लिए। रितेश अग्रवाल, ठीक है। ट्रिबो के फाउंडर कौन है? ट्रिबो होटल्स। सिद्धार्थ चौधरी, कदमजीत सिंह, कोई बात नहीं मालूम, कोई दिक्कत। पर आपको ट्रिबो मालूम है? फैब होटल्स, Red Fox is owned by Lemon Tree. Patu Keswani is the owner. तो शेयर्स खरीदती हुई इट्स अ लिस्टेड कंपनी, मतलब उसका कोई सेल नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है उसमें। इट्स अ प्योर पब्लिक लिमिटेड कंपनी, शेयर ऐसा। बाकी केस में कुछ शेयर पूरी कंपनी 3% है। ओके, तो हम लोग क्या बात कर रहे थे? हम लोग बात कर रहे थे डेटाबेसेस की। मैंने आपको कुछ नाम बताया, क्यों नाम बताया आपको पता है? ये सारे लोग मेरे ग्रुप में, मेरे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है जिसमें यात्रा के को-फाउंडर, मेक माई ट्रिप के को-फाउंडर, ईज माई ट्रिप के को-फाउंडर। ओके, यहाँ पे बस वो है क्या? लैपटॉप कनेक्टिविटी है क्या? लैपटॉप कनेक्टिविटी है हमारे पास? तो मैं अपना लैपटॉप कनेक्ट करके आपको अपने वो व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप डेटाबेस से दिखा सकता हूँ, so that you get more confidence. You know what is Lusha? LUSHA. इतनी बेसिक चीजें आपको मैं विषय से बताऊंगा ना, तो आप बोलोगे कि हमको पता क्यों नहीं था। लूशा, लूशा इज माय डार्लिंग। यू नो व्हाई? मुझे किसी का भी नंबर चाहिए होता ना, किसी का भी नंबर, 99% केस में मुझको वहां से नंबर मिल जाता है। सॉरी, नहीं, यू नो लिंक्डइन, यू ऑल ऑफ मस्ट बी ऑन लिंक्डइन। तो लिंक्डइन में आपने मेरा नाम देखा हरीश चंद्रा, एंड यू आर नॉट कनेक्टेड विद मी। आपने मुझे इनवाइट भेजा, उस टाइम ऐसा करूँ, उस टाइम नहीं करूँ। उस टाइम मैंने आपका नाइट इनवाइट ऐसा बोला, आपका क्या नाम है? पूर्णिमा। तो पूर्णिमा ने मुझे इनवाइट भेजा हरीश चंद्रा को, मेरी मर्जी मैंने एक्सेप्ट क्या नहीं किया। अगर मैंने एक्सेप्ट भी कर लिया, कैन यू एक्सेप्ट माय मोबाइल नंबर? मैंने अपने कॉन्टैक्ट जो लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल बनाया था, मैंने उसमें खाली ईमेल डाला था, तो मोबाइल नंबर नहीं डाला था। तो अगर मैंने आपका लिंक्डइन इनवाइट एक्सेप्ट भी कर लिया, कैन यू सी माय मोबाइल नंबर? सो हु इज इन बिटवीन, हु गिव्स मी दैट?
So what is it directory?
Okay, sir, it's like for finding their phone numbers and email ID.
यस, किसी का भी मोबाइल नंबर ईमेल आपको मिल जाता है। आप ओके, हु इज ऑन लिंक्डइन? मैं अभी लाइव दिखाता हूँ उसका आपका नंबर। पूर्णिमा बोलो, नाम क्या आपका?
पूर्णिमा गुप्ता।
पूर्णिमा गुप्ता, हाँ जी।
तो इसमें कैसे
उसके बॉस का नंबर ढूंढा मैं लिंक्डइन में, उसके एक मेल डाली, उसकी मीटिंग सेट कर ली, हो गया काम। तो सारे सेल्स वालों को नंबर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स के लिए मिलना बहुत इजी हो गया। अब किसी को रेलवे टेंडर निकला हुआ है, वो टेंडर दे नहीं रहा सर, कैसे करें? तो कंप्लायंस ऑफिसर गूगल में लिखा अपने कंप्लायंस ऑफिसर IRCTC नाम आ गया, उसका नाम लिंक्डइन में ढूंढा, विषय से लिख लिया। व्हाट्सएप सेंटर,
WhatsApp center.
आपको इतने सारे टूल्स हैं ना, और इतने सिंपल टूल्स हैं। ये जो शार्प टैंक वगैरह करते हैं, उनके पास 1000 टूल्स हैं, और सब एक विषय जैसे ही हैं।
WhatsApp center.
जब मैं आपको इतना इजी में बता दें लूशा को, आपको लगे आई हैव गॉट लूशा अकाउंट, बोले अच्छा कुछ होगा इसके पास, ना ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट स्टीव जॉब्स का भाई होगा, कुछ नहीं है सर। थिंग्स आर वेरी सिंपल। ये बस टाइम लिया तो बहुत कुछ कर सकता है। पर मेरी माय वाइफ इज SWA, ओके, तो शी इज होम मेकर, ट्यूशन पढ़ाती है। मेरे पास लेने का टाइम ही नहीं है। माय डॉटर इज बीइंग बीटेक फ्रॉम VIT वेल्लॉर, ओके, मेरा बेटा 11th में है, तो मेरे पास तो एपेटाइट ही नहीं है रिस्क लेने का। घर भी चलाना है ना, और हमारे टाइम पे सब चीजें नहीं थी। हमारे टाइम जॉब मिल जाए, लड़का बहुत बढ़िया है, 10,000 नौकरी मिल जाए। जब मैं 4 साल ईयर्स रहा में था, मेरी लास्ट सैलरी थी 1998 में 6650। घर पे कोई रिश्ता आया था पुणे से, उन्होंने पूछा लड़का एयरलाइंस में अच्छी सैलरी होगी, 4 साल से जॉब में है, सैलरी बताई तो 6 सैलरी तो चलेगा। फैक्ट है, ओके।
प्राइवेट सेक्टर में अच्छा पैसा देते हैं।
मेरी एयरलाइंस में नहीं था पैसा, मेरे को तो 6650 मिलते थे 1998। फिर मैं दुबई गया, सीधे 4 टाइम्स हो गए।
I got married in 2004. I got married in 2004. And that time my package was 76,000. My father-in-law retired from defense. So I gave my first check to him after my marriage. He got shocked. He said कि हमारा मैं जब retire हुआ तो मैं इधर कंपनी से आ रहा हूँ.
74,000 in 2004. It was amazing salary.
I was heading a department actually that time.
I was IT head of Park Hotel in 2002. My salary was 29,000 rupees.
सर 7 पे कमीशन के पास बैठ पार पे ही है। मुझे लगता है कि आप गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर ज़्यादा बढ़िया है।
74,000 बहुत बहुत
सर उस ज़माने में होता था ना, लेकिन अब तो अब अगर आप देखो गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में तो 1 लाख 1.5 लाख रुपया कमा रहे तो उसको लगता है कि कुछ नहीं
ना
मिलेगा।
वो एक डेढ़ लाख ठीक है ना, स्टेट को सुविधा भी नहीं है। So I'm telling you about that time मेरी salary 2000 में पार्क होटल दिल्ली में, and I was the corporate head of all the hotels. It was around 29,000 rupees. और उससे भी कम थी शायद, ज़्यादा कोई नहीं, उससे भी कम. दुबई में ज़्यादा थी, 25,000 rupees थी.
और उसके अलावा मेरा ऑफिस तो हम लोगों को इंसेंटिव भी देता था.
सर इसमें नेट चला देते थे, उसके बाद मैं चेक करा देती
मेरा लैपटॉप ना अगर प्रिंट कर देंगे तो वो भी दिखाऊंगा प्रैक्टिकल्स. या प्यासा कुएं के पास आएगा, वहाँ प्यासे के पास नहीं जाएगा. ठीक है ना? तो आपको पूछना है आपकी अभी टेक्नोलॉजी कोई वो नहीं है. अभी व्हाट्सएप सेंडर, व्हाट इज व्हाट्सएप सेंडर? मैंने आपको बताया कि ऐसे टूल्स आपके बिजनेस में बहुत काम आएंगे जो 100% गुड.
सारी कंपनीज ये अडॉप्ट कर रही हैं. वो आप कहीं एक साइट पे कुछ सर्चिंग करो, अगली बार मैसेज आता है व्हाट्सएप पे पर्सनली आपने ये सर्च किया था, ये फर्दर प्रोग्राम आया हमारे पास.
नहीं, वो कुछ और बोल रहा हूँ, मैं कुछ और बोल रहा हूँ. व्हाट्सएप सेंटर
The messaging you get is personal WhatsApp after you search on any website is not the same.
नहीं तो कंपनीज के मैसेजेस आते
वो तो टारगेट मार्केटिंग की बात कर रहे हैं.
Messaging के लिए होगा. Bulk messaging.
100%. This is what.
That's simple but messaging.
So now, so to be we are not playing quiz. Let me tell you what it is, right? आपके पास एक एक्सेल शीट में 20,000 मोबाइल नंबर हैं. अब अगर आपको सबको मैसेज भेजना है तो सबको ऐड करना पड़ेगा मोबाइल नंबर. बिना मैं आपको सोल्यूशन कर रहा हूँ कि आपने वो जो एक्सेल शीट है उसको अपलोड कर दिया. क्या किया? व्हाट्सएप पे अपलोड हो जाता है, व्हाट्सएप सेंटर में, और सबको मैसेज भेज दिया हैप्पी न्यू ईयर. इफ यू वांट टू ऑर्डर पिज्जा टुडे 20% डिस्काउंट. टक 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 फोटो के साथ सबको चल जाएगा. पता है? टक 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 आवाज आएगी 1 2 3 4 5 सबको चले जाएगा मैसेज.
But then 20,000 customers के number WhatsApp will it be able to
20 क्या 20 lakhs ले लेगा. It is not the power of WhatsApp. It is the power of another software called as WhatsApp Sender, which is working with WhatsApp. Lucia is working. Lucia में पता क्या आपने राइट दे दिया कि Lucia को राइट दे दिया आपने that you can access data from LinkedIn. उसमें होता है DP rights आपने राइट दे दिया. तो जब भी आप LinkedIn में हरीश चंद्र फोटो साइट में आएगा कि हरीश चंद्र मोबाइल नंबर ईमेल ये है, मेरा आधा नंबर आएगा 9560 बाकी स्टार्ट करता. आपने उसको बोला कि ये सब अकाउंट, क्योंकि अगर हरीश चंद्र का मोबाइल नंबर नहीं आ रहा तो अपना क्रेडिट खराब नहीं करो, 5 मिलते हैं महीने. या अगर मेरा लैंडलाइन नहीं आ रहा उसमें तो आपको लैंडलाइन नहीं चाहिए, लैंडलाइन तो कंपनी का हो सकता है. तो वो आपको दिखाएगा. आपने बोला यस आई वांट, जैसे आपने उस पर क्लिक किया शो तो दिखा देगा. आई शो ना नो भाई आई शो एवरीथिंग. व्हाट्सएप सेंटर
इम्पोर्टेंट है ना कि उस बंदे ने अपना नंबर दिया.
नहीं, मैंने आपको यही बताया. अगर मैंने पूर्णिमा का लिंक्डइन मैंने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया और मैंने तो मोबाइल नंबर नहीं डाला लिंक्डइन में तो उसमें से नहीं आएगा. बट लूशा में इसलिए गिव करो.
See your profile. Any other LinkedIn profile with that sub
company profile.
लिंक्डइन लूशा का सबके नंबर मोबाइल नंबर पड़ेगा.
Naukri.com और सबसे अपने कहीं से कहीं
ईमेल एड्रेस से नहीं
100%.
कनेक्ट करने
You know what is that called?
Naukri.com या
वो क्या उसे क्या कहते हैं पता आपको? स्पाइडरिंग की है उसने, स्पाइडरिंग. या दूसरा उसने वेब बुक बनाई है. या उसने क्या क्या है, बच्चे क्या करते हैं जब घुटनों से चलते हैं उसे क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश में?
टॉडलर.
ये जो सारे टूल्स है ना ये लीव ब्रेक करेंगे. ओके, तो ये सब कुछ होता है इसका क्लियर. तो व्हाट्सएप सेंटर पे क्लियर हो गया आपको? इज इट इफेक्टिव? व्हाट इज द प्रिकॉशन यू टेक इन व्हाट्सएप सेंटर? बहुत बड़ा प्रिकॉशन चाहिए आपको. सोचो क्या
आपका नंबर ना शेयर
क्यों? इसको तो चैलेंज है. कंटेंट को बिजनेस दो, क्या दिक्कत है? धंधा दो. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि सपोज आपने 20,000 लोगों को भेजा, 20,000 उसको स्पैम कर दिया तो आपका नंबर ब्लॉक हो जाएगा व्हाट्सएप पे. तो लोग क्या करते हैं, एक आदमी इंडिया में कितने से मिल सकता है? आई थिंक 5 या 6 राइट. जो भी आप चेक करो गूगल पे, मतलब जो भी है. लोग क्या करते हैं अपने ड्राइवर के नाम पे, अपनी मेट के नाम पे, उसके नाम पे सिम ले लिए. जब भी आप मैसेज भेजोगे तो कंटेंट है उसमें तो अपना मोबाइल होगा, पर जिससे भेजा है वो आपका नहीं होना चाहिए. कि अगर किसने ब्लॉक कर दिया तो मेरी कंपनी का एक्चुअल नंबर ब्लॉक नहीं हो रहा है. आई एम टेलिंग द प्रो एंड कॉन्स ऑल्सो। कंटेंट में मेरा मोबाइल नंबर है, ये मेरी ईमेल है। इफ यू
would like to
जब तक ब्लॉक नहीं हो रहा है उसमें भी लोग बोलेंगे हम पीपी से आ रहा है। अगर उसमें मैसेज आ रहा है तो आपको मैसेज पड़ेगा ना कि यहाँ पर 20% डिस्काउंट देगा इफ यू आर सेंडिंग एन ईमेल और कॉलिंग दिस नंबर। कंटेंट या ईडीएम, व्हाट इज ईडीएम? जो बहुत इंप्रेसिव सा ऐसे डिजाइन करते हैं। these are इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिजिटल मार्केटिंग टूल। ईडीएम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिजिटल मार्केटिंग मैसेज ना ईडीएम। देखिए, डू नॉट फील, मैंने भी सारी चीज काम करते करते सीखी सर। होटल्स में आई वाज अ सीडीओ फॉर 10 इयर्स। मैंने भी मुझे भी मालूम था ईडीएम का मतलब, मुझे भी नहीं मालूम था लूशा, मुझे भी नहीं मालूम था। ये देखते देखते करते करते पैशन था, मेरा इंटरेस्ट था, किसी और ने बताया, फ्रेंड ने बताया, सीख के बता रहा हूँ आपको मैं भी। तो हो सकता है कुछ चीज़ आपको मालूम होगी जो अब मुझे बता ही नहीं रहे हो, ऐसे कर रहे हो। तो वी ऑल लर्न फ्रॉम ईच अदर। और अब आपको अगर 2 टूल्स पसंद आए हैं मेरे, लूशा, व्हाट्सएप सेंडर, तो आपको करना क्या है? आपको गूगल करना है हाउ आई कैन बिकम अ गुड डिजिटल मार्केटिंग और गुड सेल्समैन यूजिंग टूल्स लाइक लूशा एंड व्हाट्सएप सेंडर। तो गूगल 10 और टूल बता देगा आपको जो मुझे भी नहीं मालूम होगी, अगर मुझे बताओगे। आई एम कीपिंग इट वेरी सिंपल फॉर यू। इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर बेसिक टाइम। वीडियो देखना है या वीडियो भी देखो, टाइम डिवाइड कर लो लाइफ का, डिवाइड कर लो कि ये 2 घंटे टीवी के हैं, ये 2 घंटे लर्निंग के हैं। जितना लर्निंग में बेसिक चीजें लर्निंग है। लर्निंग तो वो थी जो बॉटनी में पढ़ते थे, बॉटनी ऑफ लाइफ, लीफ याद है, जो भी काम नहीं आती। जिम्नोस्पर्म्स, एंजियोस्पर्म्स, ये प्लांट खत्म हो जाएंगे, है ना? मतलब बच्चों को बेसिक्स जो सिखाने हैं कि हाउ, जितनी भी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज हैं, छोटी कंपनीज है ना, उनको बताओ जो प्रैक्टिकली चीज चल रही है वो बताओ उसके बारे में, जिससे कि वो उसको होन करके आगे कर पाए उस लाइफ में, राइट?
इतना कुछ पढ़ लिया, अभी तक तो कुछ काम नहीं आया। काम आया तो एक्सेल शीट काम आई है सबसे।
एक्सेल शीट, वर्ड, ईमेल,
सबसे ज्यादा 10 तक की बात काफी दिन है, लैपटॉप
ओके गुड। नाउ लेट्स सी द मैजिक।
कर लिया, काम कर रहे हैं एक्सेल पे, जाओ भक्ति बैठ। ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर लिखिए, डब्ल्यूसीपी की बजाय डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑर्डिनेटर।
ओके, दिस इज द वन। अपना क्रेडिट खराब कर दूं? अच्छा दो, सी दिस। आपको दिखा ऊपर ये लूशा?
हमारे उसमें तो नहीं आता। ये ऐड ऑन है ना, सबने ऐड ऑन डाला ब्राउजर ऐड।
मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ नंबर कैसे निकालना है। पहले है ना लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट दिखाता हूँ एक्साइटमेंट में कि एक्चुअली में कैसे करते हैं। डोंट वरी किड्स, इसको इंस्टॉल करने में आपको यू जस्ट नीड 1 मिनट, नॉट मोर देन।
एंड इट्स फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट।
फ्री। 5 credits every month are free. If you want to buy more, if you are doing lot of like आपको निकालना है मैक्सिमम में, आपको मालूम कि ऑर्डर मिल जाएगा अगर उसको, तो मैक्सिमम को मार्केट में 10% को मैं 20% करूँ, उसकी वैल्यू मेरी $2 मिलियन की है, तो आपको खरीद लोगे। 3,000 रुपए क्या है साल के? It you have to do your own. What is CBE? ये वर्ड बहुत यूज आएगा। CBE, CBE, cost benefit analysis, CBA। तो जब पेज लोगे ना, तो I have done complete cost benefit analysis of Lusha. So I want to spend money on tools like Lusha, WhatsApp Sender. अपने से भूलने पड़ेगा इसना, तभी तो कोई आपके पास समझेगा। तो खुद ही पूछेगा Lusha क्या है, WhatsApp Sender क्या है। Guys, I thought you will know better than me. आपको impress करना है ना आपको, from your, see I am trying to invite confidence in you. Okay, how to improve your communication, confidence, and how to win basically. बहुत सारे वर्ड मुझे याद नहीं आए। ठीक है, अब देखो क्या किया मैंने। लूशा में गया ना, मैंने लॉगिन नहीं किया हुआ इसलिए नहीं आ रहा, मुझे पहले लॉगिन करना पड़ेगा। ये क्या है, इसे खोलना पड़ेगा। खोला, ये प्रोफाइल है राइट, यहाँ पे गया, यहाँ पे एंटर किया, एक बार एंटर करना पड़ेगा। जब एंटर करूंगा ना, और वो लुशा घूम रहा है अपना साइड में, देखो दिख रहा है ये? अब दिख नहीं रहा है, ये आ गया। इसमें क्या आया? नो डाटा फॉर्म, नो डाटा फॉर्म। समहाउ बिकॉज आपने लिंक्डइन अकाउंट 2-3 साल 5 साल पहले बनाया होगा, या आपके बहुत सारे कनेक्शंस नहीं है लिंक्डइन में। कितने कनेक्शंस हैं? फिर भी ओके, तो इसलिए आपका नहीं आ रहा है। डोंट टेक मी रॉन्ग, विद टाइम वो बड़ा होगा, या अब बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे होगा। अब आप आपका देखते हैं, राइट? आपका तो हो गई पक्का।
बहुत सारे रचना आनंद।
मैं आपको और एग्जांपल दूंगा अभी।
सर ये नीचे से बीच में है और नीचे
ये वाला देखो अभी आया नहीं, ठीक है? क्या हुआ? ये ना देखिए, यहाँ पे हम लोग क्लिक किया, अभी क्या करना पड़ेगा? ऊपर जाएंगे यहाँ पे ब्राउजर पे, जैसे एंटर करेंगे ना तब वो फिर से कनेक्ट करेगा विषय के साथ। पता मैंने लॉगिन नहीं किया, मैं लॉगिन करता हूँ एक बार, विषय में तभी आएगा।
You said wire.
सॉरी,
वायर हिल रही है, जो कनेक्टिंग वायर है। आगे।
Okay. Can you see this all?
Yes, yes.
Lucia. It says welcome HC, right? ये क्या दिखा रहा है? 3 महीने के 5 होते, 3 यूजर्स हो, 2 बच्चे मेरे पास।
तो सर ने निशा कौन सा लॉगिन किया?
See this. आप देख रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट एड सेल्स ओनर्स, राइट? ये सारे मैंने लिंक किए हैं नेट से, इससे मैं इस पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ। आपने यूनिट बोला था, रमेश इज फ्रॉम यूनिट चेयरमैन।
हरीश चंद्रा
मैंने
अजय और संजय चंद्रा का फादर है।
ओके, अब मैंने इस पे Just give me 2 minutes, okay? अगर आपको करना कर दीजिए, no issues. See this. मैंने क्या किया? I went to this profile. He is SVP supply. जितने भी होटल्स हैं ओयो के एरिया में, इनकी सप्लाई ये मैनेज करता है, प्रवित आनंद। मुझे इसका मोबाइल नंबर चाहिए। अगर मैं शो क्लिक पे करूँगा, मेरे को इसका मोबाइल नंबर मिल जाएगा। वो आपको पहले दिखा देता है, आपने मैंने क्रेडिट वेस्ट नहीं किया, मेरे पास नंबर है इसका, मेरे पास इसका मोबाइल नंबर है। मैं अगर शो में करूँगा तो मिल जाएगा, पर मैं इसको वेस्ट क्यों नहीं करता हूँ? अगर किसी में खाली ईमेल है, लैंडलाइन या मोबाइल नहीं है, तो मैं इस पर क्लिक नहीं करता। और मैं इसको सेव भी कर सकता हूँ। अगर इसको सेव करूँगा तो पूरे वर्ल्ड में कभी भी लॉगिन करके मैं लूशा से जो मैंने सेव किया डिटेल्स निकाल सकता हूँ। अगर मेरा मोबाइल खो गया या डाटा मेरा नहीं है मेरे पास फॉर व्हाटएवर रीजन, सो आई कैन टेक इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑन हियर आल्सो। मैं आपको दिखाऊं, मैं करता हूं इस हिसाब से, मैं एक वो कर देता हूं मोशन से, कोई बात नहीं, वो गाइस ओके। ये देखिए, सी दिस शो कॉन्टैक्ट, दोनों आ गए मेरे पास। मैं क्या करता हूँ आपको बता रहा हूँ, आई नेवर यूज दिस एज ऑथेंटिक इन्फॉर्मेशन, जैसा आपने बोला था, पर 99% मुझे एरर मिल जाता है। ये नंबर मैं क्या करता हूँ, यहाँ बोलता हूँ ट्रू कॉलर, तो ट्रू कॉलर में नाम वही आ जाता है, फिर मैं वो दोनों को मैरी कर रही हूँ। क्लियर हो गया? दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग। सो यू हैव टू लर्न these tools. There are 5 tools I can show you like this. उसको सेव भी कर सकते हैं। बोले सेव सेव किया मैंने इसको, देख लो। I can create categories. मैंने क्रिएट किया है F&B C level. C level means you know what is C level? CXO level, Chief Executive Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Investment Officer. Okay. Head sales, hotel owners, HR. मैंने categories बना रखी हैं। Investor, purchase, VIP. What is CHRO? What is CHRO? CHRO.
Chief HR Officer.
Chief Human Resource Officer. Chief Human Resource. जो भी हेड HR है ना उसको CHRO बोलते हैं। जो हेड IT है उसको CIO, Chief Information Officer या Chief Technology Officer. What is ICT?
Chief Information Technology.
Perfect. Is it interesting? तो आप ना, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया ना, आप जब किसी से एक कुछ सीखना चाहते हो, कुछ ही लेना चाहते हो, उनको बोला सर कुछ टूल्स बता दीजिए। मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, पूछो, जितना मैंने बताया ना, कोई को के पास जाना पड़ेगा आपको। आप जितना ऐसे पूछोगे ना, तो जिस दिन आपको ये टूल्स फॉलो कर देगा, यू विल बी टॉप और टॉप। तो आप सोच सकते हो कि डाटा पड़ा यूज कर सकते हैं। ऐसे यूज करना है कि अपना नंबर भी ब्लॉक ना हो, राइट? हाँ, ठीक है, बात क्लियर हो गया? लेट मी सेव दिस। मैं इसको क्या करूंगा, मैं इसको सेव कर देता हूँ। अच्छा, सी मैंने क्या बोला था आपको, इसका नंबर क्या है देखिए। आपको कुछ और दिखाना इसके बारे
सर ये
में?
आपके मोबाइल पर टाइम पे सेव हो जाएगा?
नहीं अभी बताता हूँ आपको दिखाऊँ। चलो मैं इसको ऐसे ना VIP में डाल देता हूँ, नो इसको टाइमिंग मैं डाल दिया। देखिए अब मैं क्या करूँगा, इसको सेव कैसे करता हूँ मैं, देखते हैं आप ये ना ये मैं इसको ऐसे कॉपी करता हूँ यहाँ से, ठीक है। व्हाट्सएप में जाता हूँ, एक मैंने बना रखा है ग्रुप बना रखा है अपने लेवल में, बहुत सारे कॉन्टैक्ट्स जितने भी VIP कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं पूरे भर के मैं डालता हूँ अपने, भूल जाता हूँ माइंड करो स्टोर एवरीथिंग। तो मुझे याद आएगा पूर्णिमा, तो मैं लिखूँ पूर्णिमा तो याद आएगा पूर्णिमा फॉर एग्जाम्पल। तो मैं क्या करूँगा यहाँ पे जाकर इसको ऐसे आपने बनाए कॉन्टैक्ट ऐसे ग्रुप्स बनाए अपने लिए?
यस सर।
व्हाट्सएप में?
यस सर।
अभी आपको दिखा दो हाउ टू ऑर्गेनाइज दैट आप
यस सर।
देखो देखो
मेरे पास 3 नंबर है, मैंने अपने तीनों नंबर पे ग्रुप बना रखा है और सब उसी में स्टोर करती रहती हूँ, जो इम्पोर्टेंट है उसको स्टार्ट करती हूँ।
आप देखो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ अभी, सी दिस प्लीज, ठीक है। यहाँ पे गया मैं, अगर बंदा मूव करके इसका कॉपी में जा चुका होगा, मैं ही क्लिक करूँगा मुझे मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि इसको फॉरवर्ड करना है या कहाँ गया है, ठीक है। क्वेरी फॉर यू, वो 3 पिन क्यों आए ऊपर मेरे व्हाट्सएप पे?
सर वो तो पिन कर देते हैं ना, 3 ग्रुप्स या कॉन्टैक्ट।
मैंने 4 पिन किए
सर अलाउड ही नहीं है
बस। कितने लोगों ने किए पिन? वेरी नाइस। पर आपने पिन किए, बहुत लोग किए नहीं लाइफ में। जो भी मेरे को ऐसी इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए ना, जैसे मेरी बात हुई, मुझे किसी ने बोला कि वो बीजेपी में ही इज अ मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन, उसका नाम ये है, एकदम भूल जाता है नाम जैसे, तो आई जस्ट से ऐसे ओडीमा गुप्ता टक वहाँ से हो जाता है। मुझे बाद में तो टाइम मिलता है, मैं देखता हूँ कि क्या करना है, उसको स्टेज जगह पे करता हूँ। तो होटल GMs ओके, टेम्परेरी की है, टेम्प इज टेम्परेरी, टू डू एक्चुअली मुझे काम करना है, भूल जाता हूँ तो लिख लेता हूँ ऐसे करके। तो आप भी ऐसे बना लीजिए। हाँ मैंने सेव कर लिया, अब मैंने सेव भी कर लिया। मैंने क्यों सेव किया पता आपको? हमने बात करी थी कि मैं यहाँ से अब इसको क्या करूँगा, ट्रू कॉलर पे मुझे फोन में आ गए मेरे, अब मैं ट्रू कॉलर पे डाल के इसको चेक करूँगा कि बंदा वही है नहीं है, कौन सा ठीक है नहीं, फिर से इम्प्रूव कर लूँगा, इसको डिलीट कर दूँगा, तो जो एक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन वैसे सेव करूँगा, राइट। तो दिस इज हाउ यू गेट नंबर्स। अच्छा अब आपने मुझे क्या बोला था, आपको मैं बताता हूँ। आपने बोला था मैक्सिको में चाहिए था आपको, मैक्सिको टेक्सटाइल PP परचेज डेटाबेस, सॉरी कुछ हो रहा है, ठीक है। इसमें नाम होंगे लोगों के, राइट। मैं नाम यहाँ से ले आके लिंक्डइन में जाऊँगा, वहाँ से मिशन निकालूंगा गूगल कर करके। और अगर आपका टाइम नहीं तो आप यू हायर सम पीपल 20,000 30,000 लेट देम डू ऑल दिस, इनको आप डेलीगेट कर दीजिए काम। यू कैन डू एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग। आप तो बोलो मुझे नंबर चाहिए, वेरीफाई करो, लेट देम गिव यू एवरीथिंग वेरीफाइड थ्रू कॉलर दिस एंड दैट। मैं तो गूगल लेंस यूज करता हूँ, बस विजिट कार्ड आया गूगल लेंस करता हूँ, पूरा इन्फॉर्मेशन कैप्चर कर लेता हूँ
वो मैंने करा था
गूगल लेंस।
वो इवेंचुअली पता चला कि मेरे को बाईकॉन करके वही डायरेक्ट काम करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। तो बाय मेरे से कॉल करें कि ना somebody might just can call us up. I see so with
तो
you or
उसका
not.
रीजन क्या था, आपने भी बंदा रखा था ना, वो उसी फील्ड का था, तो पहले सब जानता था कैसे बनती है, कब का कहाँ से आता है। आपको वैसे बंदे रखने हैं कि जो उस फील्ड के नहीं है, जो खाली इस तरह का काम करे।
बस इसी का ही करता हाँ।
ये तो आपको मतलब विजन थोड़ा सा हो, ये चैलेंज आते हैं लाइफ में, ये लर्निंग से सारी चैलेंज आएंगे, बट आपको कुछ बंदे ऐसे रखने पड़ेंगे जो आपकी फैमिली की हो। आपकी इंडिया में इतनी पॉपुलेशन है कि सबके घर में कोई बेरोजगार है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली।
मैं कह रहा हूँ शिपिंग इट कोपेल अभी इन मेक्सिको, because
मेक्सिको। तो वहाँ पे एक लड़का मेरे साथ था, जो डिज़ाइनर उसके। तो इवेंचुअली देखो, फॉर मेक्सिको कंपनी कम्स इन हांगकॉन्ग ट्वाइस इन ईयर फॉर फॉल एंड विंटर, स्प्रिंग एंड विंटर परचेज। हम यहाँ से हांगकॉन्ग लेके जाते थे अपने कपड़े, वहाँ दिखाते थे। तो मैं ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम 3 साल बाद देखा, वो कहती है अच्छे नहीं कि मेरे साथ एयरपोर्ट में खड़ा हुआ। तो मैं तो क्या कर रहा है, तो ओवर मैं तो मेरी तो किड्स बाय के साथ वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड।
ऐसे जब आपसे कंपटीशन नहीं करेगा तो उतना करा दो, कंपटीशन करा तो गलत बात है।
पर हुआ क्या, उसका रिकमेंडेशन के बारे में मुझे लिखा कि डू यू रियली थिंक यू कैन वर्क, तो आई सेड ही डज नॉट हैव अ सेटअप, सो मेबी इफ यू गिविंग इट, गिव इट एट योर ओन रिस्क।
गुड, ग्रेट, ठीक है ना। सो आपको आइडिया समझ में आ गया। अब आते हैं सेकंड और टूल्स पे। आपने बोला apollo.ie क्या है? व्हाट इज एआई? आईओ है, सॉरी आईओ। पावर नहीं आ रही है।
हाँ से वो हो जाता है
नहीं थी।
No issues, okay? ये है, this is the one. This is second tool, like Usha. ये जितनी भी कंपनीज है ना जो लोगों को अप्रोच करती हैं, सर आप इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लेंगे, बजाज अलायंस, सब नंबर यहीं से निकालते हैं, डेटाबेस यहीं से निकालते हैं।
It is the same thing like Usha.
वो डिपेंड करता है आपके एपिटाइट कितना बड़ा बिजनेस है, क्या करना चाहते हो। तो कुछ वहाँ से निकलती, कुछ यहाँ से निकलती हैं।
इसमें सर वो है कि 5 देंगे मंथ, इनके सोचते हैं आप 5 क्रेडिट होंगे।
किसमें?
इसमें ये
मुझे इसका आइडिया मैंने यूज नहीं किया, पर ये भी बहुत सारे टूल्स हैं। एक जूम नहीं, इसमें नाम लिखा जाता है, कुछ है जूम इन्फो। जूम इन्फो सुना आपने? देखिए ये देखिए रॉकेट रीच, ये देखिए ये भी क्या है, ठीक है, रॉकेट रीच भी है। एक है जूम इन्फो।
अरे वो ये आइकन होता है ना,
क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसमें? ओके, नो वरीज। अब ये देखो, ये वाला मेरे पास एक्सटेंशन देख रहे हैं सारे, दीज आर ऑल गूगल एक्सटेंशन बेसिकली। देख रहे हैं आपको? ये क्या है? रीड दिस, फाइंड। एक ये है, एक ये है, एक ये है, लूशा है। ये सारे गूगल क्रोम एक्सटेंशन हैं। व्हाट आर दीज? ये तो क्या है? व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज गूगल क्रोम, राइट? ये गूगल क्रोम को नाम आ रहा था कि ये क्या है? लूशा। देखते हैं लूशा को। ये रॉकेट रीच, ये ऐसे करके these are small applications which works with Google Chrome, and whenever you go to LinkedIn it is opening. Clear? Clear है सर?
Yes sir. Yes.
Okay. WhatsApp सेंटर मैंने बताया आपको पूरी एक्शन शीट कर देगा। डेटाबेस देख रहे थे आपको, डेटाबेसेस एक दो डेटाबेस दिखा देता हूँ आपको। ये आपकी क्वेरीज है, कुछ और क्वेरीज है तो पूछ सकते हैं आप। देखिए डेटाबेस, सॉरी सर पहले सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग चीज दिखा दो आपको मैं। आप मेरे को ये वाला ग्रुप मेरा सबसे बड़ा ग्रुप है। इस ग्रुप में इंडिया के सारे होटल्स के ओनर्स, होटल चेन्स के ओनर, लेजर होटल का नाम सुना? लेजर होटल्स सुना है आपने? कहाँ पे होगा?
LEISU pleasure.
कहाँ है?
But I have heard.
ठीक है, अब आपको दिखा दो प्रैक्टिकली, देखिए आप, ओके? ये ग्रुप था मेरा, ये नाम आ रहा है, what is the name here?
Vibhas
Prasad sir.
इनके ताज, महिंद्राज, गंगा लहरी, एलोन, गेंजिस, ऋषिकेश, जिम कॉर्बेट, ये सब देख रहे हो आप? ओके, अब देखिए मैंने इसमें क्या कॉन्टैक्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन दी, इस पे इन्होंने अपना मोबाइल नंबर नहीं डाला है, इन्होंने क्या किया है? कंपनी डाला है। मैं आपको ये बताना चाह रहा था कि कनेक्टेड भी है, इज कनेक्टेड विद मी, बट जब मैं एडमिशन में जाऊंगा तो एडमिशन में भी नहीं है इसका नंबर, तो आपको दूसरे कुछ भी जाना पड़ेगा। क्लियर? ओके, सो व्हाट्सएप सेंडर जो आपको बताया था गूगल कीजिए, आपको मिल जाएगी टूल्स। व्हाट्सएप सेंडर, WA इज व्हाट्सएप सेंडर। और बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस आएंगे आपके पास, बहुत सारे सॉफ्टवेयर्स हैं, आप जो भी एप्लीकेशन देखेंगे उसकी रैंकिंग या उसका यूट्यूब में डेमो देख लीजिएगा पहले, डाउनलोड करने से पहले। ओके, आपको पता है आपका जो मोबाइल नंबर है, योर मोबाइल नंबर, इफ यू रियली वांट टू मेक अ बिग कॉल सेंटर, same mobile number can be there on 25 agents also. Why? मेरे पास 2500 मैसेज आते हैं सपोज 1 मिनट के अंदर, तो मुझे एकदम से 1 मिनट के अंदर रिस्पॉन्स करना, वरना मुझे नहीं उस पिज़्ज़ा खरीद लेना। तो एक वो भी सॉफ्टवेयर आता है जिससे कि एक ही नंबर 5 नंबर इतने सारे लोगों के पास डिपेंड करता है। अब समझ में बात है, सबका अलग नंबर हो, सबका एक नंबर भी सबके पास हो। मैंने एजेंट 1 हूँ, आई एम एजेंट 1, मैंने पहले क्लिक किया तो मैं पहले रिस्पॉन्स करूँगा। वो अलग दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग। तो आपके ऊपर है, मतलब आप 1 चाहते हैं, 10 चाहते हैं, इसके बहुत सारे लॉजिक्स हैं, डिपेंड करता है आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट बिजनेस की क्या है। बट मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ये सारे ऑप्शंस भी अवेलेबल हैं मार्केट में। क्लियर? तो मैंने आई थिंक आई हैव सॉल्व्ड योर क्वेरी क्लियरली एंड अदर्स हैव आल्सो लर्न। सो नाउ आई एम गिविंग अपॉर्चुनिटी टू अदर्स टू आस्क मी क्वेश्चंस। आपका कोई क्वेरी थी ना? Sorry?
Digital marketing.
You are in digital marketing. Very nice.
So, how can I do this and contact them?
हाँ, हो गया। अब देखिए ये लाइट है ना, ये लाइट अगर वाइट है तो आ रहा है, वरना रेड है तो नहीं आ रहा है। ओके, सो यू आर इन डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एंड यू वांट
to have this industry support, have any for my services. So it's the same कि मैं contact निकाल लूँ और ये using these tools or is there any other way?
ओके, कॉन्टेक्स्ट निकालना तो ठीक है, एक बात है, पर आपका कंटेंट व्हाट इज दैट? कीप इट सिंपल एंड शॉर्ट, keep it simple and short, keep it simple and short. So everything should be no-brainer. So if you are able to create a content which is no-brainer, it will sell automatically. Now, आपने कौन सी इंडस्ट्री के काम किया, मुझे एक एग्जांपल बताइए, मैं उससे रेट कर बता दूँ कि होटल से क्या पेन पॉइंट है और कैसे अच्छा काम कर सकते हैं।
सर मैंने डॉक्टर्स के साथ काफ़ी काम किया, फूड इंडस्ट्री के साथ काम किया है, ये रेस्टोरेंट्स होते हैं, ग्रॉसरी स्टोर्स होते हैं।
इसलिए रेस्टोरेंट का बताइए आपने क्या किया है?
मेरे पास 2 क्लाइंट्स हैं जिनका अपना लाइक वो है, जैसे किसी कोई साउथ इंडियन फूड है, जैसे बैटर्स वगैरह देते हैं, एक का छोटा सा रेस्टोरेंट है, एक का ड्राई फ्रूट्स का बिजनेस है, तो इन लोगों के साथ मैंने काम किया।
तो क्या किया आपने?
डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, सॉरी ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग एंड सोशल मीडिया मैनेजमेंट।
ग्राफिक
डिजाइनिंग
डिजाइनिंग है
एंड सोशल मीडिया मैनेजमेंट। ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग, उनका अकाउंट पूरा मैनेज करना, पोस्टिंग कैप्शन एंड हैशटैग्स, कीवर्ड्स वगैरह वो सब इसमें आ जाता है सोशल मीडिया मैनेजमेंट।
ओके, तो अब आपको क्या चाहिए? व्हाट you want to replicate this to other restaurants?
Yes.
You know what is massive restaurant? You know who is Jigstar? आपने कीजिए।
या जिसका अगर डायरेक्ट ना हम उसको देखा है
ज़राबा तो ये सारे मेरे ग्रुप में आपको नंबर चाहिए तो मैं आपको साइलेंटली दे दूँगा। लोग टोपी बोले कि हरीश तुम्हारे कितना कटे तो
मास्टर शेफ में देखा होगा वो डांस में भी आया था
सारे देखकर वो तो मैंने देखी थी, मास्टर शेफ नहीं देखी।
ये देखिए मैसिव रेस्टोरेंट्स, ठीक है। अब वो पे जाएंगे ना तो उनके नाम सब आएंगे और नंबर अपना मिला कैसे निकालने हैं मेरे पास। ये देखिए ये देखना कि ज़राबा काल रहा है ना, ये देखिए नंबर लिखिए आप साथ या मुझे व्हाट्सएप पर हाई लिख दीजिए, मैं आपको कॉपी पेस्ट कर दूंगा। मेरा जो ग्रुप था सबसे बड़ा वाला मैंने बताया था ना आपको, उसमें देखिए सीनियर ट्रैवल टूरिज्म लीडर, ये वाला लिखा है ग्रुप, ये मेरे ग्रुप में भी है। दूसरा नंबर से दूसरा भी देखिए आप। ओके, अब मैं आपका काम बहुत आसान कर देता हूँ। जो काम आप 5 साल में करोगे आपको एक बताता हूँ। देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज रेस्टोरेंट एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया। आप उसमें जाएंगे, उसके डायरेक्टर में सारे नाम मिल जाएंगे आपको, वो भी दिखा देता हूँ। NRA is National Restaurant Association of India. ओके, आप इसमें गया मेंबरशिप, आप इसके मेंबर बन, मेंबरशिप में मेंबर्स थे ना ये रेस्टोरेंट, इसमें जाके नाम हम भूल गया, मिल जाएंगे आपको सारे। देख रहे हैं आप? अब मैं सपोज इसमें गया, देखते हैं इसका नंबर आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है। ठीक है, मैं क्लिक किया ना तो खोल रहा है, उसकी डिटेल्स खोल रहा है। कहते हैं वेबसाइट आगे कम से कम अब काफी रेस्पॉन्स यहाँ से मिल जाएंगे। मैंने आपको एक सवाल बताया, ऐसे सबके यहाँ पर मिल जाएंगे आपको। खुद मालूम है राहुल सिंह बीयर कैफे का मालिक, 30 रेस्टोरेंट्स है उसके। वो इज सागर दरियानी मोमो कोटो नंबर चाहिए उसका आपको? देखिए सागर दरियानी, ये इज एंजल इन्वेस्टर ऑल्सो। एक ग्रुप है टाई, TIE, टाई में ये भी कलकत्ता को रिप्रेजेंट करता है।
भी एक सेशन में
हुआ था ना, तो मतलब यू आर एबल टू कनेक्ट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। आपको क्वेरी सॉल्व हो गई? एनी अदर क्वेरी एनीवन हैज, फील फ्री। ओके, सो ऐसा है कि जो होटल ना, दैट्स अ होटल। रिजॉर्ट में ना कुछ फैसिलिटीज हो सकती हैं। वो आपका रिजॉर्ट है तो वो आपको ना वो विंड सर्फिंग भी करा देगा, वो आपको स्कूबा डाइविंग भी करा देगा। वहाँ पे यू कैन गो चिल एंजॉय, सो लॉट ऑफ फैसिलिटीज विल बी देयर। You know, hotel industry started with what? Hotel industry is all about B. स्टार्टिंग में शुरू हुआ था ना जब, तो लोग जाते थे ना कि मेरे को बिजनेस करना जाना है मैक्सिको, मुझे कमरा चाहिए। 2000 पहले ना लोग खाली कमरा लेते थे कि जहाँ मैं सो जाऊँ तो मैं फिर बिजनेस में चल जाऊँगा। तो शुरू हुआ बी से, विच इज योर बेड, सोना था। फिर क्या हुआ, अरे बेड तो ठीक है पर मुझे वॉशरूम में जाना है, बात, और उनके बात ऑल्सो बी। थर्ड बी, मुझे ब्रेकफास्ट भी करना है। फोर्थ बी, मुझे बैंक्वेट हॉल भी चाहिए, मुझे बैंक्वेट हॉल भी चाहिए, शादी भी करनी है लड़की की, राइट? ऑल द बीज। सो होटल इंडस्ट्री स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम ऑल द बीज। अब आपकी क्वेरी क्या थी? आपकी क्वेरी थी पहले एच बना होटल, ठीक है? सो होटल्स को हुआ, गए, गाड़ी खड़ी करी, सो गए, ठीक है? या रेस्टोरेंट में गए, बार में गए, बैंक्वेट में गए, कहीं भी गए, स्पा में गए। रिजॉर्ट्स में कुछ फैसिलिटीज अच्छी मिल जाती हैं आपको। अच्छा, आज के रिजॉर्ट वर्ड भी ना बहुत मिसयूज हो गया, अब्यूज हो गया। मीन्स अब्यूज कैसे हो गया? लिखते लोग रिजॉर्ट फैसिलिटी है कि नहीं रिजॉर्ट की। अगर मसूरी में गया हूँ, लिखा है मैंने रिजॉर्ट, तो मेरे को वहाँ स्कीइंग मिलेगी, वहाँ ट्रैकिंग मिलेगी, घोड़ा मिलेगा, मतलब क्या मिल रहा है मेरे को? नाम रिजॉर्ट रखते समय शिलोंग रिजॉर्ट पर रिजॉर्ट की फैसिलिटी होती है बहुत सारी। जो अच्छे गोवा में 5 स्टार है, 6 स्टार है, 7 स्टार। क्लासिफिकेशन कितनी होती है होटल से? पता है किसी को कुछ? कहाँ तक है लास्ट? There is nothing called a 6 star, 7 star in India. It is 5 star, 5 star deluxe, 5 star super deluxe.
Goa has this 7 star.
5 star super deluxe.
उनको वो छोटा नहीं, बीच एरिया उनका अपना वो और वो करके
कुछ नहीं। You see, all these beaches are, they all beach belongs to all of us. Means there is nothing called as private beach. वो क्या है कि अगर आप बीच में यहाँ से चल रहे हैं ना, होटल ए आया, बी आया, से कोई आपको रोक नहीं सकता। बट आप उसके एंट्रेंस से वहाँ पीछे नहीं जाओगे आप।
लेकिन सर रीना ने ऐसे करा हुआ, उसने स्टैंडिंग कलर में अलग करा हुआ है।
वो उन्होंने कर लिया, वो पॉलिटिकल पुश थोड़ा बहुत होगा, बट कोई भी उसका ऑब्जेक्शन करके आरटीआई फाइल करके हटा सकता है। वो करता नहीं है, मतलब वो जाता नहीं है साउथ गोवा में। नॉर्थ गोवा पूरा बहुत सारे शैक्स और सब है। बहुत होटल में कार पार्किंग नहीं होती, छोटे से होटल है, ढाबे होटल है, 5 कमरे होटल, 10 कमरे होटल है। सो आपको समझ आ रहा है? अच्छा, यू नो विच आर द न्यू टेक backpacker companies in hotels which you should see? Zostel, ZOSTEL.
I have heard.
Zostel is the home.
Okay, so
Sorry?
one more is there, no Whopper, nahi, Whopper.
मैं तो सबके नाम कम आप बताओ। See this.
Something with W, Whopper, nahi.
मैंने तो नहीं सुना शायद। वो इसका नया आया, मैंने नहीं सुना। I'm not saying that.
Which has come up with the idea of igloo style rooms.
Is it Agoda?
No, Agoda is a platform. Agoda तो
वो इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे होगा शायद इंडिया में।
नहीं, इंडिया में ही है सर वो।
चलो दूसरा मैं बताता हूँ आपको, गोस्ट हाउस सुना है? जॉस्टल्स देख लिया आपने? जॉस्टल में,
हाँ जॉस्टल, yes.
हॉस्टल में 700 रुपए का रूम मिल जाता है आपको।
Yes, yes.
डॉर्मेटरी 500 रुपए का मिल जाता है। एंड इट इज द मोस्ट अपकमिंग टेक बैकपैकर्स हॉस्टल नाउ। ओके, आप ये ऐसे डेस्टिनेशन देखिए। सी दिस, आप लोग इतनी जगह पता नहीं।
सर Whoopers. 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 It's like hostel only, sir.
पता क्या है, इंडिया में ना इन सबका बहुत स्कोप है। इंडिया में हम पहले इतने सालों तक we were only with Taj, Oberoi, ITC from our kit. 2005 is very important for hotels. 2005 Indian government allowed 100% FDI. What is FDI? उसके बाद सारे इंटरनेशनल चेन्स के ऑफिस इंडिया में आ गए. पहले इंडिया यूज्ड टू रिपोर्ट टू सिंगापुर, थाईलैंड, दुबई, अब सब इंडिया में आ गए ऑलमोस्ट. तो ये भी नया खुल गया होगा. ओके गुड. ये देखते हैं डेस्टिनेशंस, मल्टीपल डेस्टिनेशंस हैं.
Mainly, sir, all the
Okay. Now the most popular one as of now is
mountains. They cover mountains.
Mountains. अच्छा okay. सब लोग यूएस में मार्केट सी. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि market is there. It all depends on you. How much passion you have, how much time you have, how much money you have. If you do not have money, how you get money using marketing tools? Or how you impress, give a good pitch to an angel investor. Or how you partner with someone who is in this industry. Because I will use your wisdom, time, energy, and I will do everything you cannot do. Take mentorship, go stop. इसका ऑफिस कहाँ पता है? go stop का. यही आसपास ही है, कॉर्पोरेट ऑफिस यहीं पर. Within 1 kilometer, their office is there. हाँ? हाँ हाँ. अच्छा. यहीं पर कहीं है इसका ऑफिस. क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया था एक बार.
And sir, all these have been started. I mean, the co-founders and co-founders are under the age of 25. That Boopers and Zostel, because their vision is to make something available at cheap rate and to young generation, young as in till the age of 25.
See,
between 18 and 25.
People study. लोगों ने study किया हुआ है कि how much time we have. I will give you an example which will give you a big insight. ये सारी चीजें लोग सर्च करते हैं कि बस यहाँ मार्केट है मैं यहाँ लगाऊंगा. ये this is an explored market. तो people do that. अपना पैशन मिक्स करते हैं तो मार्केट भी है. पहले क्या हुआ, खाली इंडिया में थे क्लासिफाइड होटल्स, वो थे करीब 2000. Only 2000 hotels were there which were listed under 1 star to 1 star 2000. अब जाके 4000 हो गए इंडिया में जो किसी कैटेगरी में आते हैं 1 स्टार से लेके 5 स्टार सुपर डिलक्स. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, 5 star deluxe, 5 star super deluxe. Clear है बिल्कुल. तो ऐसे खाली 4000 होटल्स हैं और उनको कौन रिप्रेजेंट करता है इंडिया में? FHRAI, Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India. इनकी बुक्स आती हैं, इनके 4000 मेंबर्स की गाइड आप खरीद सकते हो 700 रुपए में. सारे मोबाइल ईमेल नंबर सब मिल जाते हैं आपको. इनका ऑफिस यहाँ पर है नाट प्लेस में, कस्तूरबा गांधी मार्ग में, हिमालय हाउस में. मैं इनका IT एडवाइजर भी हूँ. ओके क्लियर. तो आपको मैं आंसर दे रहा हूँ आपकी बात का. ये था कि ये सारे यंगस्टर्स हैं ऐसे कि मेरे से लोग तो ऑब्सटेड हो गए हैं. नॉलेज है, सब कुछ है, कर नहीं सकते. अब बहुत सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं, ठीक है, और बहुत सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हैं, प्रायोरिटी बन गई है. या हो सकता है कि करना नहीं चाहते हम लोग, ठंड की नौकरी कर रहे हैं. मे बी. सो आपको मैं कहानी बता रहा हूँ. जस्ट हियर मी आउट एंड विच नो वन विल टेल यू. यू नो रितेश शर्मा कौन है? बताया रितेश शर्मा की कहानी थोड़ी बहुत मुझे जो मालूम है. उसने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, ऐसी बात नहीं है. वो छत्तीसगढ़ का था. ही वाज फ्रॉम छत्तीसगढ़. तो होता क्या था कि उसके घर पे वो बाहर जा नहीं पाता था क्योंकि वहाँ पे नक्सल बहुत होते थे. तो घर में कोई वही करता था. गुड़गांव में आया तो 2-3 छोटे मोटे गेस्ट हाउस से उसने देखा 50% ऑफिस चलती है. उसने बोला मैं आपके बुकिंग इंजन बना दूँ जहाँ पे लोग चेकिंग चेकआउट कर सकते हैं और आपका इन्वेंट्री मैनेजमेंट है कि 100 में से आप लिखते हो माइनस करके कि 60 बचे, 70 बचे, कितने बचे. डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है, आपको पता नहीं चलता कितने बचे हैं, कितने बिकेंगे. तो बनाकर उसने बना दिया. उसके बाद होटल का ऑफिस भी बढ़ी, एवरेज रेट बढ़ गया. तो जो छोटी गाड़ी में था मारुति 800 में, उसने बड़ी गाड़ी ली. उसके बाकी जो फ्रेंड्स हैं उन्होंने देखा कैसे बिजनेस किया. तो मेरा बिजनेस भी हो गया, मैंने इसको टैक्स कर दिया. तो विच इज गिवन बाय बिग पीपल टू कॉलेज ड्रॉपर्स. रितेश का कॉलेज ड्रॉपर. स्टीव जॉब्स को मिली है स्कॉलरशिप इंडिया में, रितेश अग्रवाल को मिली. अब गूगल कोर्स हैज स्कॉलरशिप अकाउंट ऑफर. ही गॉट, आराम से करना लिख लो, माइंड में ये नोट पॉइंट लिख लो. उसको स्कॉलरशिप दी। और ये क्यों दी स्कॉलरशिप? बहुत सी चीज़ें ना खाली मार्केटिंग की जाती है। नितेश ने एक छोटा सा काम किया था। इन लोगों ने देखा व्हाट हैपेंड इन चाइना इन 2012। कौन बताएगा 2012 में चाइना में क्या हुआ था? ओलंपिक्स मेजर इवेंट। तो चाइना की गवर्नमेंट बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है, उसने पहले से ही सब कुछ एंटिसिपेट करना शुरू कर देता, कितने लोग आएंगे, कितने प्रेस आएंगे, कितने एडमिन आएंगे, कितने कोचेस आएंगे, कितने एथलीट्स आएंगे, कितने रूम चाहिए। तो उन्होंने देखा कि हमारे पास तो जितने लोग आएंगे इतनी अकोमोडेशन नहीं, हमारी नाक कट जाएगी। जो ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर था, जैसे मैंने बताया 4000 कौन से जो 5 स्टार में आते हैं, राइट, क्लासमेट है वो। इंडिया में कितने होटल्स हैं पता है आपको? 20 लाख। और शॉर्टेज कितनी है? 20 लाख। और जो ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर है 4000। उन्होंने रिसर्च की थी ओलंपिक्स में, उन्होंने बोला अच्छा इनके पास 5 कंपनियां रिजॉर्ट आगरा में इनके भाई के, इसकी भी स्टैंडर्ड इंक्रीज करते हैं, इसको अच्छा करते हैं कि बेचने की होनी चाहिए। अक्षरधाम के बगल में भी अच्छा बनाया था कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स का। तो उन्होंने ना कुछ ऐसे करके बहुत किया। जो बिजनेस था, जो ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर था उनका 3% था, उसको 11% तक ले गए, अच्छा, जिससे उनका काम निकल गया। और मुझे डिफरेंस 8% का था, वो ट्रिलियन डॉलर्स का था। किसका था? और यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? जो 3% का ऑर्गेनाइज सेगमेंट था, उसको 11% तक ले गए, एंड दैट बिजनेस वाज ट्रिलियन डॉलर। उन्होंने कहा ये तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं, इतना बड़ा बिजनेस हम करते रहते हैं, बिजनेस तो किया नहीं। उन्होंने क्या किया? तो वर्ल्ड में 90% वेल्थ खाली ऐसे लोगों के पास है, पता आपको? ओनली 80 पीपल ओन्स 95% वेल्थ ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। उनके पास IIMs ग्रेजुएट्स ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो इसी पे रिसर्च करते रहते हैं, कौन सा धंधा किया जाए, कैसे अडानी बना जाए। आई एम जस्ट मेकिंग इट इंटरेस्टिंग फॉर यू, बट उसको रिलेशन ये सॉरी गवर्नमेंट प्लेस नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। सो वो लोग ये करते हैं, अच्छा यार चाइना की विनिंग स्टोरी थी, इंडिया में किया जाए। उन्होंने ढूंढा, इसने क्या किया 5 रिजॉर्ट 5 होटल आने चाहिए, इसने टैक्की ले जाकर गया, फाउंडेशन चाहिए, रितेश अग्रवाल को हीरो बनाया गया। इसको क्या करो, हेल्थ स्कॉलरशिप भी दे दो, ये भी दे दो, वो भी दे दो, 100 रुपये का पैसा भी दे दो। उसको बोला कि ये करेगा, ऐसे करेगा, ये करेगा, इतना करता गया। सो इट इज नॉट दैट, सी यू नीड अ गॉडफादर आल्सो टू ग्रो, बट ही इज अ गुड पर्सन इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी। ही हैज डन समथिंग एंड ही हैज डन समथिंग, तो उसको आइडेंटिफाई किया उन्होंने गूगल किया कि इंडिया में कौन कौन कर रहे हैं, 10 लोग देखा, उसकी एज देखी, ब्रैकेट देखी, सब कुछ देखा, वीडियो किया। Exactly. Clear? So this is the story of Oyo. Then after Oyo, what came? Trigo. फिर कौन सा आया? Fab Hotels.
Then many came.
फिर many आ गए, Zozo Hotels आ गए, फिर आपके और भी बहुत सारे, आपको मैं 10 नाम बता सकता हूँ। There is a big market. So accommodation was always thought luxury where people will spend 5,000, 10,000 rupees. फिर उन्होंने that market of 10,000 rupees is only for 20,000. How many rooms are booked in a day? In India, 50,000. And how many rooms are required by students? किसने बोला 5 lakhs a day? उसने कहा कुछ मार्केट है ही नहीं, तो you know a Whooper, Go Stop, so it is like that. अगर आपके पास आज करोड़ बाग में या कहीं जगह है और आपने उसको होटल बना लिया, अच्छा बना लिया, जो शैली होटल से थोड़े दूर हटके हैं, तो लोग आपके पास आएंगे ना, जिसपे डिजिटल मार्केटिंग करी। People who are coming from Germany will come and stay. So many hotels have done digital marketing, many hotels have not done digital marketing. Many people like you can enable their digital marketing efforts. You are digital marketing expert. मैं आपको सोर्सेज बता दिए, NRAI नेशनल रेस्टोरेंट एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया, FHRI आपको सिखा दिया नंबर कैसे निकालने हैं, आपको बता दिया कि आपने इंस्टाग्राम पे मार्केटिंग करी है, फेसबुक मार्केटिंग की है, टारगेट मार्केटिंग की है विद द एज ग्रुप। व्हाट इज अ बेबी बूमर? यू शुड नो व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ बेबी बूमर। जो लोग दादा बन गए हैं, जिनके गोदी में बच्चा है, दे आर बेबी बूमर्स, उनका पैसा है।
दादा से याद आया, I recently participated in one of the open mics. So I really liked the idea. Like एक होता ना कि पहले Kapil Sharma was there and then stand-up comedian came. Now there are many stand-up comedians. So stand-up open mic is there. You can sing, you can do anything, poem and all that. I recently saw there is a company which has started with only for elderly people. So Dada Dadi, Nana Nani will come no one else. No parents can come, only grandparents, and they will share their stories. And it's compulsory for them to bring at least one grandchild along with. So I really like the idea that we see कि grandparents ने story सुनाई, अब सुनने का time नहीं है, let's commercialize it. So they have commercialized it, and now it has become something very good. Yes, I mean it is actually successful. So I really like the idea.
Great, good.
I mean, our focus is on youngsters, but there are some people who are focusing on these elderly people.
So there are different categories of ages. People who are born before 1982. Okay, they fall under which category? You should know. Okay, time come है वो PPT में आपको भेज दूँगा इसमें लिखा है कि people are in this bracket. So you have to see कि आपका वो target baby boomers से आप बल पकड़ा है. Those are so target market is very different for each and every product as per the age, as per the religion, as per the ethnicity, as per north, as per south. So आपको वो भी focus करना पड़ेगा different age groups में. आपको PPTs भेज दूँगा industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 पता था आपको? राइट? तो अब आप सोच लो 2 घंटे में जितना बता सकता था मैंने बता दिया आपको. अब आपने क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, आपको कुछ पूछना है? किसी और को कुछ पूछना है? फील फ्री. मैं 10-20 मिनट और दूंगा, नो चैलेंजेस एट ऑल. फील फ्री. मैंने बताया आपको कुआं की स्टोरी मालूम है ना?
Since you are into food and hotel industry, so what is this a time to have a good time to have a good change of food truck? Because I see the India food truck is not so much profitable like.
There's a big market. Definitely there's a big market. Why? Real estate cost is the most expensive thing in any business, like a hotel or restaurant. If you are having good food truck, okay, if you have budgets
Because
to...
after government, this is my second thing that I'm going to, in case I will put some money, this will be my venture of the food trucking. Or like among my friends, I have a lot of friends who are into sports. Few of them are blue blood also. Being a blue blood also, they also think of...
Blue blood?
They are royal family.
I'm sorry, I have learned something from you. Sorry.
So it's like being from that also, they wanted to get into like a small...
I can help them to the
ventures like...
I need someone like you.
Into a small ventures. They had opened up a venture with opening up an NGO, and they were getting Indian homemade authentic food for the white people for Pan India, all over Pan India. I don't know if it was successful or not, because I remember a friend of mine was called to make a little choker for them and to exhibit and all. So, but then yes, a lot of people are getting छोटा सा मुझे discuss कर रहे थे, बड़ा छोटा सा एक venture उन्होंने बोला. My husband name is Vijay. He's like मैं और वो बैठे थे, उन्होंने विजय बड़ा छोटा सा है, आप नोएडा जाते हैं तो शाम को क्या होता है ना कि सब middle class बाहर निकलती है. And they wanted to eat something at about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I thought not home. Everybody can shell out 10 rupees. Because there is such a big market in popcorns also. कि उसको ये उसका जो खर्चा तो हम जब उनको यूनिट वाइज निकाल रहे थे तो एक पॉपकॉर्न बनाने वो मशीन उसका सब का खर्चा निकाल के उसका पैकेट 5 रुपए बनता है. ठीक है.
कॉस्ट.
अगर उसे 10 या 12 या 15 रुपए का भी देते हैं which is still
marginal.
जैसे कि अगर वो अपने पास 10% भी रखता है या 5% भी रखता है then also collectively if we put 100 such cards in all over Noida, so how much it would be?
Idea is very good. It can be done. A lot of profit is there. But you know, today where people are putting money, cloud kitchen. क्यों? क्लाउड किचन में आपको जगह कौन सी जगह कोई भी शेविंग कहीं भी बना दे जहाँ पे कोई लोकेशन अच्छी नहीं है स्लग पे नहीं है. ओके, वहाँ पे वो खरीदेगा नहीं. आपने बनाया जो भी चीज़ बनाई 10, 15, 20, 25 स्पेशली बनाई उसी आउटलेट को पता क्या किया? एक जगह नाम दे दिया ग्रीन लीफ, एक जगह दे दिया हरा पत्ता, एक जगह दे दिया आधा पत्ता, एक जगह दिया 1/4 पत्ता. और वो क्या लगेगा कि ये स्पेनिश फूड है, कॉन्टिनेंटल है, ये मेडिटेरियन है, ये इंडियन है, ये फ्यूजन कुजीन है. जबकि वो एक ही जगह से भी 2-3 लोग बना रहे हैं. उसके 5 नाम. एक रेस्टोरेंट पकड़ा गया था बेंगलोर में जिसके 2,500 आउटलेट्स थे. एक ही किचन थी जहाँ 20-30 लोग काम करते थे.
2,500
डिजिटल मार्केटिंग बना रखा है. वो बाद में वो मॉडल पड़ेंगे तो वही किचन से आता है. उसका नाम रखा है प्योर शुद्ध. एक में रखा है मियाँ भाई के कबाब. एक ही किचन है.
तो पकड़ा तो गया तो
पकड़ा गया क्या करूँ, जो भी ठीक है उसको कम कर देना।
इस वजह से मतलब कि इतने रेस्टोरेंट चल रहे थे कि वो लोगों के
मतलब आपके पर नाम कितने रखे हैं?
हाँ, स्पेशली people who are Chinese and Domino's में प्रॉब्लम ये है ना, वैसे भी आता रहता है भाई, ये कंडीशन में किचन है और वो कहाँ सप्लाई हो रहा है।
तो डिपेंड करता है, कुछ अच्छे भी हैं, कुछ अच्छे भी हैं, ऐसा डिपेंड करता है ना। फिर उनकी रेटिंग्स का क्या हुआ, ट्रिप एडवाइजर जैसे होता है 4 स्टार 3 स्टार 3.5, लोगों ने रेटिंग देनी शुरू कर दी। लोगों ने फिर क्या कि ब्लॉगर्स हायर किए कि यार मेरे लिए अच्छा ऐसा होगा, इन्होंने टीम बना दी 50 लोगों की जो खर्च करते रहते हैं एग्जाम्पल। तो हर तरह का बिजनेस चल रहा है मार्केट में।
And all thanks to social media, we could never think of going for any holiday till Instagram and Facebook. Now we want to flaunt it, so we have to go on a holiday. Otherwise we never want to go. और जाने घर से निकलने से लेकर वापस आने तक सब कुछ।
हाँ, she has a very please.
Yes, sir. Sir, if we are talking about industry of chocolate manufacturing, so हम इसके अंदर growth कैसे कर सकते हैं, connection कैसे बना सकते हैं customers से?
आपको अगस्त में जाना पड़ेगा होटल एक्सपो, होटल एक्सपो नोएडा। वहाँ पे होता है IHE दिखाएगा आपको। ग्रेटर नोएडा। Just give me 15 more minutes. ये देखो, ये आगे सामने। ठीक है, सबसे बड़ा ये है, यहाँ पे आपको सारे के सारे कॉर्पोरेट शेफ्स मिल जाएंगे, सारे होटल चेन के कॉर्पोरेट शेफ मिल जाएंगे। दूसरा है आहार जो प्रगति मैदान में होता है, ठीक है, उनकी डायरेक्टरी आती है, उस डायरेक्टरी में सारे के सारे बायर सेलर शेफ्स सबके नंबर मिल जाएंगे, नेटवर्किंग कर सकते हो। या दूसरा तरीका ये कि आप मुझको डिटेल्स भेजना कि आपने क्या किया है, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि आपको कुछ पर्सन चाहिए तो आप ऐसे अलग से मिल लेना, मुझे बताना, क्योंकि दिस इज द कॉमन क्लास वेयर। मैं आपको बता दूंगा कि ये शेफ्स हैं। कमल गिल का नाम सुना आपने? कब सबसे बड़ा शेफ है ITC क्या इस मैगजीन में फोटो भी है स्क्रीन पर शायद सबसे ऊपर। मैं आपको बताता हूँ इसको। जो मैगजीन सबसे पॉपुलर है, इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर मैगजीन होटलियर इंडिया।
Sir, I'm impressed with MBA Chai Wala, and I really thought of MBA Chai Wala. So I really thought of to be teacher Chai Wali. I really wanted to be.
इसमें देखिए बहुत शेफ है इसमें सारे के सारे इंडस्ट्री टॉप के लोग हैं
MBA
सी
MBA से उसने ड्रॉप आउट कर दिया और लोगों को लगता है MBA स्टैंड्स फॉर MBA डिग्री।
इज शेफ मंजित गिल।
मैं MBA डिग्री
इसका नंबर चाहिए?
M for Mr. B for
मेरा नंबर ये है। This is my number.
Where is your number, sir?
ऊपर लिखा है।
हाँ लिखा। वो बहुत important है। We will ping you on WhatsApp. You will complain, Doctor.
There's a time I reply you when I have.
Started from whom?
I'm from Dehradun basically.
This one, question क्या था? Dehradun. Sir is also
ठीक है?
So you are from Outlook.
Sorry?
Outlook is like that maximum Outlook.
Outlook is Outlook. Okay, so any important questions? 2 minutes more. How much time we have?
We have 2 minutes more.
First, I wish us good luck, and we would like to share our success story with
So
you.
keep on writing, create your own page, blogs. जो दिखता है वो दिखता है, very simple. Unfortunately, पहले जो ताजुब बनते थे नाम नहीं पता किसने बनाया यहाँ, अभी नाम पहले चलता है. जो दिखता है वो दिखता
Sir,
है.
so genuine है, वो तो दिखे और दिखे तो अच्छा लगता है.
पर वो कॉन्सेप्ट चेंज हो गए हैं, ये कलयुग है. ओके, अब ये सब कलयुग में है. अभी कलयुग है, आपको कि you need people like who are experts in digital marketing. Create your own website. Creating websites are very simple. The best websites are created using which platform? React. पता नहीं होगा आपको React. There is a big difference between Wix, WordPress, Java, ESP.NET and React. Best websites are in React. आज की जो सारी वेबसाइट React बन रही हैं. What is PWA? Progressive Web Application. आपने अगर मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन बनाई है, कोई एप्लीकेशन बनाई है और मोबाइल पे कोई आपको मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड नहीं करना चाहता है, लिंक दिया है, QR कोड दिया है, तो सेम फिंगर लुक आता है ना. इट इज एडेप्टिव, मींस नो इट डिपेंडिंग ऑन द साइज ऑफ योर फोन, इट द साइज विल एडजस्ट ऑटोमेटिकली. योर एप्लीकेशन और वेबसाइट शुड बी प्रोग्रेसिव. ओके, व्हाट इज एंगुलर? बहुत ज्यादा जाएगा. I have Angular JS and all those things. ठीक है, we must. Okay, any other questions? 1 minute, last 1 minute. ठीक है?
आप किधर बैठते हो? किधर उठते हो?
किधर बैठते हो?
So you have an office there in town?
हाँ, I operate from Spazet corporate office, but I'm not a Spazet employee.
You want to know residence?
नहीं, मैं official, professional.
I live in Sona Road and I work from Utopia.
So you
Sir, आपका कार्ड सोना?
आप मुझे WhatsApp डाल देना, WhatsApp डाल देना. मैं आपको अपना कार्ड भी WhatsApp डिजिटल करूँगा, है मेरे पास, पर डिजिटल एक दे दूँगा कार्ड, आप फोटो खींच लो. ठीक, perfect. Anything else, or we are done for the day? Hope it was not boring. Great, I'm so happy. So now your target should be market में या demand create कर सकते हो, तो you are a successful entrepreneur. Thanks.
Likewise, you said, sir, I buy your statement कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आप क्या, even if you don't work into that field, you should know about it. Like for example, I'll take my field. एक जो हमारा एक गारमेंट आता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल द कोट व्हाट यू आर वेयरिंग, सो मुझे पता है यार ये 20 में कट जाएगा. अगर मुझे पता ही नहीं होगा और मास्टर मुझे कहेगा नहीं जी 1.5 मीटर में कटेगा, दैट मीन्स 30 सेंटीमीटर ऑफ द गारमेंट. And if I make 100 those garments, then 30 means I'm actually, 30 meters of fabric is gone down the drain. So that is what it is. Like even if you don't want to study into that, you should know that what exactly you're talking about or other person is talking about. So that your wastage and whatever these flaws are there should not be there. Thank you, sir.
All the best.
Sir, thank you so much.
Take care.
Ma'am, I see the people who are actually through and through regular.
We have something in my mind. ये पास टाइम नहीं था मैम, तो मैं को पहले बुला लेता ही चलेगा.
सर हम बुला लेंगे अब, बस थोड़ा सक्सेसफुल हो जाए.
So कभी भी मत सोचो कि आपके कितने नंबर्स आते हैं, पड़ोसी क्या कर रहा है, कपड़े कैसे हैं. Just think how you can make it happen and you can do it.
It's an intuition really matters though. If I have something in my mind, I'm more than 100% sure about it, that this is how I will do, and I'm sure that it will be successful. So intuition really matters, no? I mean, sometimes if I...
Intuition will help you to catch some passion, to do something, work on it. But I'm not too sure whether it really helps you.
Please, मैम intuition help करता है. Like contacting your vendors, contacting your future customers, intuition works.
I mean, this is what my experience has
But
been.
that's good. Intuition is part of passion, basically.
Yes.
जब मैम जैसे सर बता रहे हैं अभी आप कुछ मीटिंग में जाओगे, कुछ नेटवर्किंग करोगे ना, कुछ ऐसे फेसेस होते हैं जिससे उसको भी लगता है कि यू मस्ट इंटरेक्ट विथ हिम एंड यू आल्सो फील
हाँ, वो वाइब्स आती
वो
है।
बात में ना बात में कन्वर्ट अच्छे हो जाते हैं। गॉडफादर लोग बोलते हैं बिजनेस में काम हुआ है, कई सारी स्टोरीज हैं गॉडफादर।
You know, your face value matters, I believe. It does matter. Being
Choice of words, the way you speak.
हम रखेंगे तो कुछ सोच के देखा है, सब कुछ देखा, एज देखी, इस एज के लोग जल्दी कन्वर्ट हो जाते हैं, सुन भी लेते हैं, हमारी बात भी सुनेंगे, पैशन भी होता है।
और जितनी भी चेंज थी वो टेक में इतनी एनेबल्ड नहीं थी। अब वो यू कैन बुक एनीथिंग इन ओयो बाय क्लिकिंग 3 बटन्स, बुक हो गया होटल।
ओयो का डाउनफॉल आया, बट देन वो थोड़ा सा
अभी भी डाउनफॉल ही
नहीं, अभी थोड़ा सा बेटर हुआ इन टर्म्स ऑफ काइंड ऑफ होटल्स, क्वालिटी ऑफ होटल्स थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव हुआ।
चैलेंज ये है कि बहुत सारे ओनर्स को उसने कमिट किया था, पैसे दे देगा, दिए ही नहीं। कोरोना से पहले भी नहीं दिए थे, तो ओनर्स का बहुत रिफ्ट चल रहा है। उसने सारा डाटा कलेक्ट कर लिया जो ओनर्स का था, और पहले बोला कि अच्छा आप मेरा होटल दो, 30% दूंगा मैं, 30% कमीशन दूंगा। बाद में बोला 50% तो वरना तुम्हारा होटल नीचे आएगा। तो उसने आम टेस्टिंग शुरू कर दी डाटा के साथ, तो इसलिए अभी बहुत नेगेटिव उसमें है।
तो बहुत वेज था ना ये, फिर ये भी होता था आपने ओयो से बुक किया, होटल में जाके पर्सनली बात करी, होटल वाले ने बोला अच्छा 600 में मुझसे किया था, मुझे 500 दे देना, वो वाला था।
किसने किया?
जो ओयो के है ना होटल जिसके थ्रू ओयो गया था
रिसेप्शन पे पीपल हु आर एट द रिसेप्शन
कि आप 500 मना कर दो, मार्जिन कट जाएगा हमारा, हमें
ओनर ने ऐसे बोला,
हाँ
ऐसे नहीं हुआ, आपको पता नहीं
आप
है।
पर्सनली एक्सपीरियंस
चलो एक तो होटल हो गया होगा। नहीं सर,
स्पेशली फॉर स्मॉल सिटी।
मैं आपको बताता हूँ हुआ क्या था, आपको पता शायद मैं जो बता रहा हूँ डिफरेंट स्टोरी है, ओके, मे बी यू विल एग्री विद मी और नॉट। आपने होटल में आपके होटल में गया, आपने मुझे 3000 रुपये उसमें रूम दे दिया, मैं आपको जानता हूँ, जबकि पब्लिकली 5000 है। पता है 3 साल के बाद क्या हुआ, वो होटल 2000 का बिक रहा था। क्यों? क्यों? सारा डाटा रख लिया। पहले क्या हुआ, उसने ना जो ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म में ना हरीश चंद्रा नासिक जाता है, औरंगाबाद जाता है, वाराणसी जाता है, देहरादून जाता है, वो सेगमेंटेशन कर लिया। फिर उसने बोला कि अच्छा आपको अपने होटल में 30% कमीशन दे रहा हूँ, मुझे 35 तो तभी ऊपर आएगा, वरना नीचे सेकंड पेज पे आएगा। मैंने जो बगल वाला होटल मैंने उसको ले लिया, तो उसने आम टेस्टिंग करनी शुरू कर दी। तो पहले हरीश चंद्रा के पास जैसे मैं गया था आपके पास, आपने 3000 मुझे होटल दे दिया था ना, अब मैं आपके पास गया कि मुझे होटल दो, आपने बोला यार एक काम करना, कोई अपनी जेब से उड़ा रहा है, 1500 में बेच रहा है, 100 रुपये का कूपन लगा देगा, तो ना वो इसको कर ले। तो वो डाटा जो फ्रेंड्स है ना, वो भी डाटा ओयो पे चले गया। फिर क्या हुआ, वो जो ओनर था ना, जो मेरे आपसे पर्सनल रिलेशंस थे, आप मुझे देते थे रूम, अब मैं अगली बार मैं ओयो की वेबसाइट पे गया, मैंने देखा नया होटल खुल गया इनका, अच्छा 1800 मिल रहा है, तो सारे डाटा चोरी कर लिया ओयो ने।
दोनों चीजें आप जो कह रहे हो अपनी जगह ठीक है,
वो भी होगा कुछ केसेस में। वो क्यों हुआ, क्योंकि ओनर्स ने बोला है मेरे को तो 3000 मिल जाते हैं, मैं तो 1800 बिक रहा है, 1200 मुझे अच्छा मिल जाएगा, पर ओयो रितेश ने या ओयो ने पैसा भी नहीं दिया ओनर्स को बहुत टाइम पे, तो ओनर्स बहुत ज़्यादा डिससेटिस्फाइड हो गए। FHR ने केस कर रखा है, आपको दिखा था FHR है, फेडरेशन ऑफ होटल उन्होंने केस कर रखा है ओयो के ऊपर कि इनका IPO नहीं आना चाहिए। There's a fight happening between FHR and OYO. Okay.
वर्ल्ड वाइड इफ यू गो टू ओमान एंड ऑल, वहाँ पे वो इंडियंस के साथ काम सरदारों के साथ कर लेंगे।
सरदार इतने से हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने गुडविल इतनी बनाई है।
इक्विटी से मत डरो, ये मैं आपको प्रॉमिस करता हूँ, मैं ऐसे कह रहा हूँ, इक्विटी मेरे पास नहीं जाएगी।
You have a platform to
इक्विटी लेनी हमें जरूरी है, और वो हमारी तरफ में गाइडलाइन है। मैं इतना जरूर कहता हूँ, मान लीजिए हमने आपको 5 लाख 10 लाख 20 लाख जो भी दिया है, अगेंस्ट इक्विटी दिया है, उससे ज़्यादा हम आपसे नहीं लेंगे।
कितना बताया सर?
उससे ज़्यादा नहीं लेंगे, जो भी हम आपको देंगे, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं होने देंगे।